Alrighty. Let's shut that music off real quick. Hello everybody and welcome to Crabby D&D. I am here with my players, Cat.
Hi.
Kirv.
Hey, yeah.
Mortar.
Hey.
Romulus.
Ciao.
And Vinny.
Hello.
I have just realised I need to... There we go. That should be all good. I've just realised I've made a tad bit of a mistake. What is going on? My Streamlabs is not having a good day. There we go. That was all bizarre what happened just then. But that's okay. Let me just move Mortar and Vinny up.
All right, I need
We're
to...
climbing the ranks. Our popularity is skyrocketing.
That's not how this works.
I disagree.
Just you're my next target now.
Yep,
Respect.
exactly. All right, there we go.
Mortar's the target of everyone. Let's be real.
All right, there we go. But yes, so are you all sitting comfortably?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Yes.
more sort of lounging, but yeah, sure.
That works too. Chilly out there, hot in here. Life is not quite so fair. But anyway, enough about me. Last session, our party of adventurers, Cat, Kirv, Mortar, Romulus, and Vinny prepared for the departure after an intense day of gathering information regarding the nearby temples, settlements, and deities of old, with Damian opting to stay behind and become a permanent resident at Offalgrove's scriptorium. The party said their goodbyes, farewells, and set off back into the now, well, calming blizzard. Although it does still seem a bit cold out there. As the brisk morning catches all of you, your breath otherwise very much visible as the cold winds rush by, freezing most of you, not necessarily to your core, but you can feel that cold as the warmth is left behind you. The side door from the gatehouse is opened, allowing you passage into the great outdoors once again, where the blizzard has yet to subside. But you know for the next few days that it bodes well for nicer weather, and thus you chose to take advantage of that. After stocking up on some rations, collecting the armour that had been prepared for you, and acquiring a new outfit for Cat specifically, you otherwise head back out and prepare for your first day of travel. So, who is leading the survival check? May I remind you, you do not have a map. You know roughly your heading is to follow the mountain lines along the south until you eventually reach a village.
Well, it's a mountain-related check.
That's what I was thinking. I will, if I can grant the help action, I'll give it to Romulus. If I can.
Yeah, it means you won't be
With
able
my-
to perceive if you're helping with the survival side of things.
I mean, I have a, +5 to survival. It's not bad by any means. If you'd like to focus on, unless we're real unlucky, which is always possible, it should hopefully be all right.
Yeah, I'm basically
Okay,
just going to
so
be
it's not
asking for. Basically, I'm just going to be asking who's leading the survival and who's going to be leading perceptions, and what manner you're going to do this. Are you going to try and power through this to a point, to possibly points of exhaustion? Are you going to go at a steady pace, which you have been thus far, or are you going to be going at a slow pace as to not be noticed by anything? No.
I mean, steady. Because it's still windy as hell at the minute. Like, it hasn't loweed down just yet, but it's starting. I think maybe slow and steady makes sense, at least for me.
Slow and steady will just help
We need-
with stealth checks mainly.
We're already slowed by the blizzard, right?
Yes, the deep snow is making it so that it's going to be a 4-day journey instead of a 2 and a bit.
Okay. In that case, then I would say that we should go at a kind of medium speed.
Okay.
Try not to draw any attention to ourselves, but the conditions are so bad that we can hopefully get away with it and get through the worst of the snow.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. I will aid Romulus with the survival check if I can, Chris.
Okay.
All right.
So, Romulus, you'll be making the survival check with advantage because you are receiving the help action. And I would like someone to make me a perception check with disadvantage. Okay,
God,
okay.
not me.
I'll give it a go.
Okay, go for it.
17.
Okay.
Nice!
Okay, so that's
That's how much?
7.
7. Okay. 17 on the survival check. It's heavy weather, and Romulus, where you're not used to necessarily this heavy snow, it is still mountainous terrain, and you are able to trudge and push forward, otherwise moving yourself through, or moving you and the party through this heavy snow, creating a bit of a line of loose snow for the party to follow in. Were you all tying yourselves together again, or were you leaving it loose? Your visibility currently is about 20 feet in front of you, so you've got more visibility than before, but it's still not great.
We could do it for today at least.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully, everything will be easier. As we start clearing in.
Okay.
Okay,
Mhm.
so all tied together, you trudge on forward as best you can, and Vinny, throughout the day you're trying to keep the best eye on what you can, but it's difficult. With the heavy snow, there are times you have to shield your eyes as it kind of as the snow hits you in this moment, kind of leaving that cold air. You have to cover and shield your eyes at times to keep yourself from feeling too much of that bitter cold. I would like you to go ahead and roll me a 1d12, please.
Oh, who's rolling it?
We'll start with Vinny and we'll work clockwise from here.
Oh, yes, Vinny, roll well. No, Vinny, you have
3.
failed us.
Okay. Roll me 2d12s, please.
An ancient white dragon speaking with his
No,
friends.
that's not true. It's
That's a
actually
lie.
13 ancient white dragon.
Ah!
Yippee! My lucky day!
Okay. And go ahead and roll me a d10.
Oh. This is for the babies. Younglings.
This ancient white dragon is rolling its eggs at you.
Okay. Romulus, you and Mortar are otherwise leading the way, and Vinny, you're keeping an eye out as best you can. As you're otherwise going, there isn't much tree line around here. It is mostly open, kind of frosty air from in pretty much every direction. There's not really much else to say. There's not much to see. It's Romulus. At a certain point as you're going, you see what looks to be almost like this slight indent of snow, and you begin to kind of slowly kind of steer clear of it, leading the party around it, and then you notice another one and another one. And you begin to look at them, and you realize that these might be tracks of something. Go ahead and roll me either a nature check or a second survival check. The survival check will be a higher DC, a nature check will be lower DC. I won't tell you by how much, but it's up to you what skill you want to try and use here.
Okay, just a moment. My nature is pretty shit. But it seems I'm going to go for the survival on the basis that, as this is by a mountain, I might have some clue as to what it might be. Right. Are you going to be making a separate check, or are we both like rolling, or what's going on there?
Mortar can make a separate check. So you can take one each. So if one of you wants to take nature and one to take survival, then you can do that. Actually, no.
Okay.
Mortar, you'd have no way of knowing what this is, so this would purely be a Romulus thing here.
Also, I don't have proficiency in survival. Could I give an advantage on the survival check or no?
In this instance, I'll say this will just
Or
be
is this
this will just be because this is trying to figure out what the tracks are. This would be more of a home-based thing.
It's like he's just seen it.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
23 total.
Oh,
23.
good.
The DC you were looking for was 21.
Nice.
These are ancient dragon tracks.
Oh, fuck.
You look at this and you note that there is, by the looks of it, one ancient dragon in the area. They don't look old. Old ones would be ones that are more than a day old would presumably have filled up with snow more so that it would be a smooth curve rather than a heavier indent. These are probably less than an hour old. You do not know what may have been happening, but they are tracks of something far, far more dangerous than you. You don't know what kind of dragon this is. Given the terrain in the area, your best guess is it's either a white or a stone dragon, but there are others that live in the cold as well. You know that silver dragons live here. Given that it was running along the ground, you're more inclined to lean towards stone dragon, but you honestly don't know. You have no way of knowing what kind it is. All you know is that it is of the ancient variety.
Okay, this is ancient dragon tracks. We should diverge. We need to diverge.
Where are you
That's
gonna
a good
go?
idea. Can you tell which way it was going?
It appears to be traveling in that direction.
Yeah, by the looks of it,
23,
you aren't. The tracks seem to be travelling in what looks to be a straight direction, not in the same direction to what you're going, but very similar. You don't know necessarily. It could swerve back across your path. It could still be nearby. You don't know. The opposite direction would lead you northeast from here, which would be
These are
leading you
fairly
back to the
fresh.
city.
And we can't go in the direct opposite direction. I would suggest we move at a slightly slower pace and try and nudge ourselves a little bit further away from what appears to be its intended direction, and I'll keep an eye out for any additional tracks now that I know what they look like.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. Go ahead and make me
Keep an eye out.
a second survival check, along with a perception check again from someone, and then I would like everybody to make me stealth checks, please, at a slower
Mortar
pace.
help me out?
With the survival check, yes, you can. He can. And Vinny, if you want to make another
Does that?
perception with disadvantage,
If
you may
I'm
do so.
doing, sorry,
Can I
if
help
I'm
It
doing that,
is. Natural.
Wait, so Mortar, you were saying if
all I was going to say was, if I'm helping Romulus with survival, do I not get to roll a stealth check? Or
you get
can
to
I-
roll stealth still, yes, you're just not going
Oh
to be
wait,
rolling.
we're all
Okay.
rolling self.
Everyone's rolling stealth, yeah,
Also, natural
And
20.
on the
It's-
survival. Okay.
Woo!
Yeah. Woo!
Right?
Good
That's
stuff,
good.
man.
Oh no.
Okay. So stealth across the board. Keep in
Uh,
mind you are
Jamie,
current.
you saying something?
Pardon?
Sorry, go on.
What were you going to say, Vinny?
It just sounded like Jamie said something earlier.
Yeah, so could I help Vinny looking out for traps
Yeah.
specifically?
Yeah, I'll say if you want to do perception or help with the perception, that'll be flat roll for Vinny.
Yeah, I'm happy to help
Yeah,
with that.
that'll be fine. And then the perception checks across the board. Mortar, as a general note, you do get, because you are not standing in direct sunlight, you do have expertise currently in your stealth because of this. So make sure to add your proficiency bonus to your stealth check.
Yeah. Okay.
So I believe that should be like a 17 for you
I think
or
it's-
something? Or like 15?
It's currently it's a +8 base in my stat, so it's 4
So-
plus my proficiency. And then it should be, the proficiency should be doubled because of expertise.
So it should be a plus 12. So it's a 15 you just got.
15, I will take it from a 3, I'm happy with that.
Okay. So, I'll go around the table. With the perception check, what did you get, Vinny?
Perception, that was an 11.
An 11? Okay. Romulus, what did you get for stealth?
Oh, just a 19.
19. 15 on Mortar. Cat?
13.
13. Kirv?
12.
12. And Vinny?
8.
8. Ooh. Just gonna move these bits real quick. There you go, you have more arting space should you need it for your goose to kill something.
Breathing fire.
Who knows? Yeah, you
Yeah.
can do that if you want. So, across the board, all of you are otherwise travelling in a direction as best you can, travelling slowly as to try to not draw too much attention to yourselves. Romulus, with a natural 20, there is a point where your entire party is otherwise moving forward, and Vinny is trying to keep the best eye out as he can, and you smell something on the wind. And you have the entire party halt and stay in place. In that moment, what do you want to do?
To clarify,
Mm-hmm.
what?
The smell is that
I-
of draconic nature.
Oh, it's not McDonald's.
No.
Oh, damn, I wanted a cheeky Donald.
It is. We have McDonald's at home.
You had Dog McDonald's yesterday.
You had Dog Monalds yesterday. Yes.
Wait,
I know what I
wait,
said.
no. I go, I go to McDonald's. I pull up to the drive-through. I ask for one black coffee. I
Uh-huh.
drive away. Right, no. So I sent it upon the wind. Can I tell exactly which direction it's coming from? Like directly in front of us?
Yes, the wind is coming from the south, which is not necessarily the exact direction you're headed, but it's close to.
Right. Either the creature's lair or itself is up ahead of us. Right angle. We go directly to the... Is it west or east that's away from the mountain?
North, at this point.
But I thought you said it came from the south.
That's where the smell is, yeah.
Yeah, so it's south. I'm not wanting to go... but I thought we were following the side of the mountain.
Right, sorry. Following them, I get what you mean now. Right angle is in not from your current trajectory, I mean from the south, got it.
Yeah.
West would be the direction you want to head. East will lead you back to
Right.
Avocro.
Right. We should head to the west. Maximize the amount of distance we're making without losing any of our progress. And we should do it quickly. With my phenomenal survival, I can smell that it's hungry. Let's go. It could be friendly, but I'd rather not take that risk.
Yeah, that didn't go so well for us last time.
No.
Let's go.
Although I do have some ideas about... No, I shouldn't. Let's go. And we head for the west. The central idea is get some distance and then curve back around once we're a bit more confident that it should have gone about its business.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Continuing on westward. You push through. I would like another roll from everyone, please, in regards to stealth, and another roll with advantage for the survival and perception, and flat roll with perception, please.
Oh, stealth is in that one.
This will be fun.
Oh, no.
I was almost another 20. Oh. Well, it's a non-natural 20. So
Okay.
that's something.
Oh, nice.
And
Oh, that's another 3. We're rolling.
We're rolling the big numbers today.
Oh, only big numbers.
rolling
in
with
this
the big boys now.
house.
Banger.
Oh, yeah, absolutely banger. I have 2 dirty 20s on my rolls. So I've got a
Wow.
dirty 20 in the survival and a dirty 20 on myself. I'm a pretty happy boy.
Okay.
We rolled bad. He's ready to
Okay.
high five a
Haven't been very
dragon.
upbear.
Oh, dude, born ready.
Okay, so. Survival was dirty 20. Perception?
Only a 7, I'm afraid.
7. Okay. And the stealth's across the board.
Motherfucking
Dirty
Vinny.
20 from Romulus. Mortar?
15.
15. Cat?
8.
8. Kirv?
A very natural one.
Okay. And Vinny?
The
Vinny?
silence says it all.
Yep.
Oh,
Stealth out of the
in
game.
here? Right, 14, sorry.
14. Okay. As you're otherwise continuing, Romulus, you note the appearance of the tracks again. Far fresher this time. More natural, the snow freshly crumbled, and very little snow has gathered on the top of it. They may have passed by minutes ago, from what you can tell. You do, however, note that there's more than one set.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck.
2 dragons. Both ancient?
Yes. Notably, one of them, by the looks of it, as you get a better look, you step up in this moment, getting a bit of a better look. Vinny, with the low perception here, is unable to properly see what's up ahead, but you can smell it. Fresh, metallic smells. And you recognize the smell of blood.
They're fighting, I think. Wait, does this smell like dragon blood, or does this smell like something else?
You're not entirely sure. You can move up closer to the tracks to see if you can see anything, or... No, but that'll be up to you.
How about this? Are there any wide sweeping scuff marks that might suggest, say, a tail swing or wings being batted down? Because that would be quite large and arguably visible.
I'll say, make me a perception check. With disadvantage, I will allow you to make an additional one, and Mortar, I'll allow you to make one on your own, because obviously I know you provide advantage to yourself because of your goggles.
So, perception.
Yeah,
then.
and Mortar, you've got a flat roll here because of your goggles of sight, or the vulture's eyes.
Sight.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a 9 plus 5, 14. Not bad.
Is a plus. So.
Oh,
16.
16.
That was so close, man.
No.
still better than what I
Yeah.
got.
No, that's true. The two
Yeah,
of
I'll take
you,
it, man.
trying to get a view from here, you can see what look to be not necessarily scuff marks, but drag marks. Previously, the footprints were clean and clear. They were made as if either taking off, landing, or running. You're not entirely sure. The ones further up ahead look like they're dragging.
Okay, so it seems like one of them was being dragged off. As in, it looks like one of the dragons was being dragged.
You're not
Or-
sure. The footprints look, the drags, I mean, so you know when you're tired and you drag your feet, that sort of thing?
Oh.
That sort of thing. The footprints are longer than they should be.
Right, right. But do they both go off in the same direction?
Yes. One of them
And they're
notably,
both dragging?
no, only one of them is.
Dragon. Okay.
I'll be right back soon.
Right. One of them's either tired out or injured. It's possible they had a fight, but they're going off together, which suggests that they might be. They came to an accord, or it was something else that they were fighting with.
Either way, it's probably not a good idea to stay in white dragon territory. I say we just go. If they're wounded, they're not going to pay attention to us. We're going to want to lick their wounds. We should just go.
Oh, but I really want to kill a dragon, though. No, I'm.
I know, dude.
Come on, let's
Dude, I feel your pain.
Why are we like? Why are you like this? Stop.
Oh,
So,
look, I'm.
Romulus and Mortar.
Mm-hmm.
Our best friends.
Here's how we're gonna. Yes, here's what we're gonna do. Romulus, left or right?
In my head, left.
Left. Okay. And Mortar, you'll get the right one. Okay. If the two of you could roll, please.
Any idea what we're rolling?
You'll find out. Just a
I
single
don't like
roll.
it when you do this.
More
I don't think that's-
dragons.
More dragons. Hey,
So-
I mean, we were pretty.
So 17 more
17
17 more dragons for Romulus to fight, and 7 more for Mortar to fight. Got
7
it.
more for me.
Got
Okay,
it.
Right. On that note, I'm gonna hop on my dragon and I'm getting the hell out of here.
And you went for left, correct?
I went for left, yeah.
Okay.
And I would-
Okay.
Which side we're gonna get T-boned from?
No, not quite. So, while you are observing this sight, you smell the sudden scent of iron grow stronger.
And there.
What do you do?
Can I tell which direction it's coming from? Where they headed off? Or
The wind.
from
The
behind,
wind is still coming from roughly the south direction,
which
would be the direction the footprints are leading, but it's a lot stronger than it was previously.
Oh.
I guess Mortar will draw his gun upon hearing they're near. He'll draw his gun, and I guess he'll let everyone else know. Looks like we
I'm
may
going.
be running into.
I make sure that we're all together, and I'm going to explain to everyone. The scent of blood just got a lot stronger. I am thinking that that might mean that they're fighting, or they're getting close. It's one or the other. We should move around.
Mortar's gonna look at. Mortar's gonna look up. Are they above us?
You don't make me a perception check.
I've made this mistake every time in D&D. I don't look up. Let's see what happens. Are they above us?
Oh, Mortar's a three.
That's a
14.
14.
You can't
Do you not-
see anything above. No.
Okay.
We're perfectly safe.
Well, maybe not. Look, we should skirt around this, move to the side, and go around. If we can catch an eye on what's going on, we can work out how to maneuver it. I don't like how we just happen to stumble into them by chance. I want to get an idea of what's going on and how to get out of it, but the alternative is we head directly to the west and stay, wait, we encountered them when we were heading to the west, didn't we?
Yeah.
We could head back to the east, I guess, but that would lead us.
It would undo
That
your
would
days
be
of travel.
backtracking.
Doubling back on myself.
Curve.
Yeah,
You got a natural
no.
1. Describe it to me.
yeah. Oh, myself. Well, I've currently got Eugene and Filch under my cloak so that they don't go anywhere, they keep warm. But they started having a fight about, I don't know,
Sprinkles.
sprinkles and hot chocolate. And that it was cold and they started scrapping at each other. And then Filch went to bite, but he bit me instead. And I went, ow, ow. And they just kept on fighting. I just kept on going, ow. And I you know, trying to keep them under my cloak to be safe and warm.
Okay.
But yes,
Okay.
Okay, look, Kirv, for the love of fucking Christ.
it's not me, it's them.
Shh. I'm going to.
Probably this
can I-
shush echoes off the mountains.
I'm sure if anything, Cat rolled an 8.
So,
Right.
you.
Okay.
Otherwise, this sound being made, you hear a sudden shift in the wind. Not a wind pressure, but it shifts as if the wind is no longer able to get to you as easily, as if it is now hitting a barrier.
Like a dragon.
As Romulus and the rest of you otherwise turn to have a look, Mortar, with your 14 now, you are just about able to make out, about 30 feet away from you, the head of a dragon as it is stepping towards all of you. You can see fresh crimson dripping from its mouth as it otherwise grins. Its wide wings open up behind it, revealing a brilliant icy white blue.
Chris.
Yeah.
I would like to roll for Dragon Spear. Like immediately.
No, it doesn't even use its more. He's just shit himself.
Mortar literally sees this creature. How big is it, Chris? How
It is
big?
ancient. This thing is gargantuan.
This-
Standing at about
this is
40
the
foot
biggest-
long, this thing is huge.
This is the biggest creature Mortar's ever seen. He's
Easily.
both in awe, and I think he literally just looks at it, and I'm gonna roll Dragon Spear, if that's okay.
Go for it. I'll say everybody make me wisdom saving throws against frightening presence. Because it seems only just...
Do I get advantage on the frightening saves,
Frightened.
don't I?
I believe so, yes.
Or is this not exactly the same as that?
No, this would be the same.
Good.
Okay.
The way I've been rolling. This is
Oh, I know which way it's gonna
Oh,
go. as
yes.
Oh god, it's even worse.
Well.
Oh no, that's not good.
And that 20, I just think that's a fucking big
Oh
beast.
no.
That's good.
Now, well, it's a big fucking doggo.
So,
I'm a freaking goose.
who here beat the wisdom save DC of 20?
Nope.
No,
I
Yeah.
got that one.
I want to let you know I did really, really good. I got a 17.
But I've got 40.
Kirv, you're the
actually,
only
you know
one
what?
who's not
I'm-
scared of this. You've seen some of the pit fiends in hell, and they're about the same size, but they're all fire. This one's just blue, and by the looks of it, you can see small flashes of lightning shooting across it. It lowers its head, what looks to be this singular large horn that otherwise comes from the top of its crest of its head, down its snout and up into almost this rhino-like protrusion. It looks at all of you. It is notably there. What do you all do?
Does it look happy to see us?
Its mouth is dripping with blood. No.
Is it by chance friendly?
Roll me an insight check with disadvantage because you can see the dragon.
I already have a -2 to this. I don't need disadvantage.
Natural 1. Why didn't you give it a hug and you'll find out?
Mortar extends a hand out just in more of this creature.
Oh god!
He extends this hand out and takes a step forward, just enthralled by it, and will step forward. I think that's what that one's gonna get him.
Okay, you step forward.
His fear has turned into worship. This is how all those fucking kobold cults get made.
That's how they happen. Let's be honest. Okay. The draconic figure looks at you and kind of rears its head back, and you can see this otherwise crooked, wicked smile as you lift a hand out towards it, as it's going to make a claw attack and bring its claw directly down onto you.
Well, I guess
Oh my
this is where
God.
our adventure ends.
That's a 32 to hit.
It's been nice
that
knowing you
was-
all.
That was for my new armor.
Mortar is currently tied only to Romulus. So,
You just watch as Chris control out deletes Mortar from the
no, it's not that bad. You only take 12 points of slashing damage.
Wait, before you do, how far away is Mortar from me?
10 feet is the maximum he can be from you because of the rope.
And is he 10 feet away from me, or is he not?
Mortar or
Is he within 5 feet of me, is what I'm asking.
Mortar would presumably stepping forward would be slow, so probably 5 feet.
Right, I would then like to use my melee attack to use and use my reaction to make a melee weapon attack against the attacking creature.
Oh my god!
Okay. Make it with
Look
disadvantage.
out.
It's attacking him. What am I supposed to do? Am I just going to leave
I
this?
respect that. I appreciate that, my man.
Yeah, make it with disadvantage because you're frightened. Go for it.
Yeah.
Am I still taking the 12? Yeah.
Yeah, you're still taking the 12, yeah. This doesn't stop
Okay,
the 12
okay.
damage going through.
Right. You know what? I'm going to create Weapon Master it because fuck it, I guess. I'm so unlikely to hit in the first place. At this point, this is just for fun.
Okay, who knows? You might
I'll
get
be-
2 very good rolls.
I'll be using Stagger.
In case it crits.
What's that? Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
So that would be, my proficiency is 4, so that would be a -4, so it's a +6 to start with.
Yeah.
No, that
No.
does not work.
A 10 does not.
So
As you go to...
I'm just going, back away.
In fear, as you go to make a swing towards it, you catch the claw and stagger. Otherwise bounces off, glancing off upwards as you otherwise feel the ricochet of it, and the very much the moment of feeling this thing is way out of all of your league. As it otherwise strikes Mortar. Mortar, you feel the pain rock through you, only the 12 damage materially. But the strike otherwise cutting through a portion of not necessarily your new armor, but leaving a good gash and damage upon it. In that moment, the side of worship and reverence immediately banishing to mortal fight, flight, or freeze. And you can only hold in place in
Mortar
this
looks at
moment.
his armor, like holding his ribs, like he's been hit by this massive, just almost like hand, and he's just holding his ribs, and he's like, "Oh, good, I'm breaking in the armor already."
Okay. It's at this moment. Let's see how it
We
does.
win, and it dies. And it
Ooh,
dies.
it didn't make the save. Okay, so it's going to use one of its legendary resistances to take half damage. And just double check how much damage this is going to deal real quick. Okay, so as all of you are otherwise standing there in this moment of fear, Mortar has just been struck by one of these claws as the dragon spins and attempts to use its tail towards all of you before this jet of ice comes from behind it, and you watch as it cases across the back portion of the wings as the blue dragon spins, the tail narrowly missing Mortar as it spins and turns back and otherwise growls in this moment. Do any of you understand Draconic?
My dragon does. I don't know if he can, because he can talk to me
Yeah.
while in the gem. So you could translate, possibly.
If you want to, you spend the time to ask if you would like to.
Yeah.
As the
Yeah,
blue dragon
I mean-
will take half damage, so he will take 43 points of cold damage.
I am.
You're going to ask it what it said?
Okay. So, I can't understand this. Can you understand this from in there? She's holding on to her gem.
He said you don't know when to quit.
Thank you.
You
Let's
should run. Well,
Yeah,
you
I'll give
can.
you a button. Hey,
I
distracted.
sense an
Move!
opportunity for friendship.
Who's next
That's
to
fair.
Cat? She's gonna literally grab Romulus. We need to go. Go right now. He's distracted.
Okay, run.
Sounds
You all
good to
run.
me.
Where are you running?
Mhm.
Preferably anywhere the trees or what have you are more dense if we're in trees.
Yeah, is there anywhere that has any form of cover?
From around here, no. You can't see any. You've been following the mountains and it's been mostly open plains from what you can tell, but you can only really see 20 feet in front of you.
They came from the
Hold on.
south, you
Who
said,
was
right?
it?
Yeah, not far from here though.
One minute. Which one was it that took a swing at me? The white one.
No, a blue one. There was. You didn't know where the breath came from. It came from behind the blue dragon.
My instincts are always wrong, so I'll leave it to the group.
Run. We
Run.
run.
Yeah, we're
We
running.
run.
Alright, we run.
Okay. I would like athletics checks from everyone, please.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, I haven't seen my athletics in a while.
Oh no, it's
I mean,
strength.
it's any good.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
What
no,
check is that? A
strength.
strength check?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did
for athletics.
somebody say it's strength?
Is there any chance I can use Giant's Might on myself to make this better?
If you want to make yourself bigger so you can push more snow out the way for your party, I'll allow it.
Excellent. It makes me a bigger target, but that's kind of my whole shtick anyhow. So
That's fine. Go ahead. Make me the athletics roll with advantage. And I'll say that it will obviously help. It will lower the DC for the rest of the party as well, in the event that you succeed. Which I have no doubt you will with that 17 plus lots.
yeah, it's a 26.
Okay. Mortar, what did you get? 12? Okay. Cat?
5.
5. Kirv?
19.
Okay. And Vinny?
10.
10. Okay. Cat, you are the only one who is being left behind, as Romulus is pushing forward through the snow, lowering the DC from a 15 to a 10. Vinny, you just about scrape past as you're moving out of the way through the snow, but Cat, there's a moment where there's this section of snow which is in front of you, and you curve away for just enough time that you're otherwise being pulled through snow. Who is adjacent to Cat?
It was nice knowing you, Cat.
Romulus. Actually, Romulus, you increase in size. Your rope snaps. You are no longer connected to Mortar and Cat.
In which case then, Mortar is with... Wait, hold on.
Ah,
So was it
interesting.
Romulus, Mortar, then Cat?
Yeah. No, Mortar,
Okay.
Romulus.
Mortar,
then Cat.
Romulus, Cat, Vinny,
So
and Kirv.
Mortar's
It-
completely untethered.
It,
Yes.
It does
Oh, no.
say that along with anything you are wearing.
True,
as
but
in
this
for the
then,
size increase.
if we then consider this as something that you are wearing, that length of rope has suddenly doubled for your entire party, in which case I'm giving them all disadvantage on the athletics checks. I will let you decide which you would prefer.
Can I at
Let
least
me
untie
loose.
it from myself rather than having it snap?
Let me loose!
Is Giant Smite an action or a bonus action?
I wish to be free!
Bonus action.
I'll say make me a sleight of hand check. This will be part of doing Giant Smite effectively.
Okie dokie.
I'll say the sleight of hand here, give him a coal, I'll say it's 12.
Fair.
Release
Well,
me
we'll see how it
into
goes.
the fire.
Hey, 13.
13. Yeah, knowing that you're going to quickly pop into Giant's Might, you otherwise pull a section of the cord, loosening it around you as you otherwise begin to pull Giant's Might. You pull it down one leg like it's a trouser, and then you otherwise run with it almost held in your hand as you begin to barrel through snow. Okay, with that in mind, Cat, you are dragged along somewhat. You don't necessarily slow down the rest of your party, but you are dragged along as much as necessary at this moment, with the rest of your party otherwise being able to move accordingly. So, actually, no, I don't want to do that one. I want to do this one. There we go. This one's your combat one. So, as you're otherwise pushing forward as best you can away from this situation, you hear this loud crackle and otherwise snap and damage of air as you watch as from just overhead this lightning blast shoots past all of you before you watch as the air around it, where it bleeds and breaks, almost freezes in place, and this large pillar of ice falls to the ground next to you. Romulus and Cat, the two of you are aware that most dragons usually come in one colour. Usually that will be metallic or chromatic or gemstone. You have encountered Dragonborn of multiple colours before. You both come to the conclusion that this is quite possibly a hybrid dragon itself, and quite possibly is a mix between a white and a blue dragon.
Oh fuck! It's cyan. Run!
Ah,
But in this moment, as after seeing that, there is a moment of not necessarily hesitation, but the direction that you are running feels dangerous somehow, but you're not sure how. Would you like to
Which
keep
direction
running?
are we?
You're
Which direction are we running in?
you were
precisely?
running away from it to the west, roughly.
To the west. Can we split off towards the north? The south is clearly no good.
Okay.
I suspect it's trying to either defend something or it's trying to. It's clearly not wanting us to go in the direction that it's coming from, so we need to go around. I suggest that we start to veer off towards the north, so sort of the north west, to try and clearly leave the battle, but potentially then go around to get to where we need to go. Is that reasonable, or am I misinterpreting the
No,
direction?
that would be reasonable. Yeah. You continue on
Okay.
round to the northwest. I would like an athletics check from everybody again, please. Again with advantage for you, Romulus. DC is reduced to 10 because Romulus is leading the way.
I got a natural 20.
Okay, so that will cancel out any natural ones or at least one failed test by a party member. Well, there's
Well,
natural
it's a
one.
good
To the devil.
Here's what's gonna happen. They're all gonna roll nat ones now, and I'm gonna cry.
No. Does anybody get below a 10 other than Vinny?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got
Okay. Kirv and Cat, the two of you are otherwise struggling as... You're pushing as hard as you can, but this is getting difficult. I'm going to let you choose here. And this will be on Cat and Kirv to decide, either as a group or independently. Do you wish to slow the group down or suffer 1 point of frostbite?
I will.
1 point of frostbite will reduce all of your martial tests by -2, which means your athletics
Oh,
checks will be
no.
-2.
Might
It's
that
gonna
be
make
even
it
worse for
hard.
me?
It will make it
Yeah,
harder.
worse.
But if you slow the whole party down, that will affect, because it's skirting the line between failure and success, because it's technically 1 success and 2 failures, it's a choice rather than it being forced.
I would say slower is better because if we're going to get caught out with you slowing down in any way, as you fail more checks, it's
Mhm.
better to give you as
Yeah.
much chance as
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely take the slower. I'm already at a minus with my athletics anyway. I don't
Okay.
need more minus.
Okay,
Yeah.
So-
I'll say slow down.
so Romulus, as you're otherwise pushing forward as much as you can, you're noting that your party is not necessarily dragging behind, but they are struggling to push through this snow. As much as you're shoveling and pushing it out the way, it's still caving in behind, and it's causing issues where they're not able to get a sure footing, and in some cases you watch as Vinny almost trips up, but you manage to catch him just in time so he doesn't fall and skid, but you push on as much as you can. I would like Romulus and Mortar, left or right?
From our current direction, if we're heading northwest,
Oh, this isn't direction, this is a choice. You're going to be rolling in a
Oh.
moment, left or right. For
do I
reference,
have any context?
no.
I'll go left.
You'll go left?
And I'll go right.
Okay, go ahead and roll me 1d20 each, please. Good.
15 for Mortar.
And that is a 6.
Okay. This is better. I would like one more roll from each of you. Do you wish to stay left and right as you have said?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Go ahead and give me one more roll each, please.
Okay.
15.
15 again.
Oh, fine.
13 this time.
Okay. Good to know. So, I would then like everybody to make me an athletics check, please. If you're continuing to push on.
As far away as we can, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Sucks.
Again, Romulus, you still have
Is it,
advantage on this. I'll allow it. There's your Giant's Might is just about clearing up. I'll allow advantage for the last one.
Cool.
Chris, can I make an argument that in the frustration I cast spider form to try and help me push through?
If you would like to, yeah. Go ahead and roll wild magic.
Cool. Sweet.
You might just clear a bunch of snow right now with a fireball. Do it!
Oh no.
Deal damage to everybody, clears the way, everyone succeeds. It's fine. Nothing possibly
we're
going on. Oh, okay. As your otherwise crystalline legs sprout and begin to push and pull you forward, I will allow you to re-roll this roll.
Cool. I got a 7 to start with, and I've got a 3 now, so just fuck my life, I guess.
Going with the 7. Got it. So, did anybody
So,
get below
6.
10?
Yeah,
6.
I got a 9.
9.
I got a lowly 24.
Got it.
I just like to flex on Mortar.
Yeah. Vinny?
Mortar flips up his middle finger.
17.
His Romulus does everything.
17. Nice.
18.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So you manage to push through the snow as much as your size is decreasing with the help of Kirv and Vinny. Now that they've got their footing back, they're pushing forward through the snow as best they can. Cat's trying to shovel snow out the way so she can keep moving as you otherwise watch as a form flies overhead. The speed of it is sluggish, but it flies overhead. I would like perception checks from... I'll say Mortar. You're probably the only one who has a shot at this, so go ahead and make me a roll.
Alright.
It's just a flat roll.
Mortar. Come on, buddy. That's not very good.
No.
That's an 11.
No. Where you were looking up, you see a form fly overhead. It doesn't look like the one that you'd previously seen, but it's hard to tell as it flies off and away, leaving a thin trail of what looks to be blood. As it hits the ground, it swiftly freezes and turns to kind of this tiny pool of liquid, which slowly but surely begins to congeal.
Looks like one of them's falling back. I point out to whoever's able to see it and say, it's flying away. I think we might be alright.
Oh, depends what one's flying.
I'll be right back, sorry.
That's right. So, what do? You going to press on, or other course of actions?
Okay, so there's something flying overhead.
Yeah, you saw
one
you saw a draconic form fly overhead, although you can't identify it directly as the one you may have seen before. You don't know if it is or if it isn't.
It would be somewhat funny to encounter a different one, but then again, we do know there were at least 2 going on.
Yeah.
Dragon senses are, I would assume, notably stronger than average. Is that fair to say?
Yes, given that I rolled a 19 for a total of a 35 on my perception check, yes.
Hello, freaking dip it.
Right. In that case,
That was previously when the dragon saw you.
I mean, personally, I don't think we have a good option other than keep moving.
keep running. Yeah.
We don't have much in the way of like cover or time to prepare to hide.
Right.
Okay.
I am going to reach into my pack and pull out the sheep scent bags, the ones that are noted to be pungent and unpleasant.
Okay.
And I'm going to lightly open that and crush it a little without touching it myself, and throw it slightly in front of us, so we have to pass through it and leave it, and we will run past it in the hopes that this will somewhat mask our scent and provide as we rush through it, and then provide a much more potent distraction.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll say go ahead and make me... I'll say, party, go ahead and make me 1 athletics check and 1 stealth check. I'll allow the stealth check because you're using a device in this instance to... this would be consumed as a result of this, but it would allow for the masking of stuff. So...
Okay, so first of all, that is a 23
on the athletics.
On the athletics. And for the stealth... Come on, help Papa out here.
Okay.
So do I need to roll a
18.
stealth?
1 athletics and 1 stealth check, please. Okay, so Romulus, you got
18 on 23 and 18.
23 on the athletics, 18 on the stealth check. Mortar, what did you get?
Mortar got a 15 on the perception check and a natural 1 on the stealth.
It was athletics, first one, so it would be...
Yes, that's the one.
Okay.
Yeah, so +1. So yeah, sorry, I got the number right. I just got the check.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, 15, and then a nat 1 for the stealth.
Okay. Kat, what did you get?
So, for my athletics, I got a nat 1.
Okay.
Literally can't get much worse. So that's like a -5, I think.
Okay, wonderful.
Okay. And my stealth was a 10.
Okay. Vinny, what did you get?
Athletics is a 23,
Okay.
and stealth is an 11.
Okay. And Kirv?
Athletics 18, stealth dirty 20.
Okay. So, as you're pushing forward, your stealths all otherwise allow you enough of a reprieve with the weather that, despite Mortar leaving a seemingly obvious trail, seemingly obvious trail behind him, that you're able to cover your tracks as best you can and seemingly escape from the situation. However, Cat, you otherwise suffer a point of exhaustion. As you are pushing yourself, and after the repeated fails on the athletics, your body begins to feel sluggish, frozen and cold, and you're beginning to struggle pushing on. So that's a point of exhaustion, which is a disadvantage on all ability checks.
Mortar will note that Cat slowed down significantly and will put her arm over his shoulder and try to carry her as best he can. And that, I'm going to say that's part of the reason he failed the stealth, is because he can't stealth for 2 people.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. You otherwise move away from the situation, seemingly unscathed. For the next few hours, you slow down, and for the next few hours you kind of trudge slowly, being wary and careful of your surroundings, with Romulus keeping an eye on the situation. But you aren't entirely sure what happened here.
Something very strange happened here. Are you all right?
You see the size of that thing? Holy
Yes,
shit, that was
quite
insane.
large.
I didn't think anything could be that big.
It was pretty cool though.
Cool.
It was impressive, definitely. Points to style and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like it.
Mortar, you got hit. You seem to be doing okay, though?
Mortar just looks at the wound on his kind of side, he's wincing a little bit. It's definitely bruised to hell, but he's yeah, I'll manage this. Just wasn't expecting this to get so torn up so soon.
Good job you got new armor then, eh?
Breach. My other stuff would have absolutely torn to bits underneath that. Man. Okay, well, now that we know stuff like that is out here, we need a course of action.
We need to get where we're heading. We've gone off course, but I don't know how far south their territory is. They were clearly trying to keep us from getting over there.
It looked like a territorial dispute.
I think we walked in on a turf war.
Yeah, absolutely.
Possibly.
We've got to just hope they have more important things to deal with than following us then.
I'm hoping that my little trick with the scent bag might save us. But we should probably keep moving. Not incredibly quickly. I don't want anyone to... It's much more important that we make progress than we burn ourselves out.
Yeah. Sorry
Right.
about slowing you guys down.
Don't be silly. It's
Are you kidding me? That was... I don't think any of us could have been prepared for what that was.
we all got out as quickly as we could.
Yeah, we all made it. We're all okay. That's all that matters. Right, Romulus, you want us to keep moving?
It's not yet nighttime, is it?
No, it's just past midday or so, you believe?
We need to keep moving. When we settle down, we'll need that hut.
Yeah, no problem. I can... It's opaque from the outside, but I can control the colour, so...
If you make
hopefully I
it
can
white...
blend it in snow as best as possible.
Good idea. Right.
Yeah, how about we continue heading west from here for today, and if things start clearing up and we have more visibility, try and get us back on the original path?
Sounds alright to me.
I mean, you're the one who's navigating, so I'll leave the decision to you. But...
Travel further, then try and get back on track. I want to put as much distance between us as we can.
Yeah, put some distance between us and lose as little time as possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll
I'm
me
happy with
a
that.
survival check with advantage, and I'll say, Vinny, go ahead and roll me a flat perception roll again. Assuming the roll was from before.
Yes.
Is it just that, or am I making any rolls?
Oh, yes, sorry, you're making a survival check with advantage, because I assume you'd still be getting help from Mortar.
There's the hope.
Of course.
Okay. Vinny, what did you get?
That's a 22 on perception.
22.
Just a 15 for
Okay.
me.
Okay. Romulus,
I rolled
go...
up early and maybe it was going to be avoided.
Romulus, go ahead and roll me 2d12. As you continue on your westward trajectory, with Vinny able to get a more vigilant nature as to what's going on around, as otherwise being very careful about the situation that might
I
unfold
rolled
should
3
things go poorly.
ones.
Ooh, a 12 total. Okay. The rest of your travel goes unimpeded. There are no further complications, no further combats, no further encounters. As you travel straight west from here, you otherwise continue going before you hit what looks to be, even though the day has been slower than you would have liked, you otherwise reach what looks to be a frozen riverbank. You look and you can see that the river itself is probably about 40 foot wide, and you can see the entire thing is frozen over with fresh flowing water going directly underneath, where you can just about make out fish. You can sleep by the edge of the river on this side, or you can cross to the other side ahead of time. It's up to you. Either way, it will be a good spot for setting up the tent. Or the hut, sorry.
That's good. Good.
So did you want to cross now or tomorrow?
If we cross now, what time approximately would we be?
It's a 5-minute crossing at most. It's just that on the ice it will be difficult terrain. Obviously, Cat doesn't have horseshoe spikes, so she's going to be struggling. So, and you'd need to cast another lot of spider form if you wanted to cross it. And for the rest of you, it's generally also going to be a problem for because Kirv, you have hooved feet as well, don't you?
Do I?
I don't know. It's up to you.
man.
In the art that you've done of Kirv previously, has she had hooved feet?
Sorry, that's what I'm trying to find. I don't think so, but I'm just double checking.
Okay. And Vinny, I don't believe you did.
Vinny.
No. And I believe Romulus, you have cloven feet instead, so you should be fine on the ice.
I do indeed.
I'll have you know, I have 2 hooves and 2 bones.
That's
Alright.
true. So you can use them like pythons and begin to stick yourself into the ice as you go
God,
if you
that's
want to.
Terrific.
Kind of terrifying.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna say
sure.
no. Kirv doesn't have hooved feet.
Okay. So, if you want to cross now, you can. Or you can cross in the morning. Depends on what you want to try and do. Just know that Cat will be making checks of disadvantage if she does try to cross.
I don't mind taking my time going across. It's not like we're running.
This is fair. This is fair.
I mean, it's only 5 minutes, right?
5 minutes for all of
So-
you, yes. If
Oh,
Cat
okay.
if Cat consistently fails, it's going to be hours until she can get across. And if she gets
Mhm.
stuck on the
So-
ice, then you can't use Lehman's tiny hut on the ice because otherwise it will melt the ice and you'll go straight through.
Mm-hmm. I'm
Why don't we
inclined to
just
say
attach,
wait
like, a
till
rope
tomorrow.
around- Why don't we just attach a rope around Cat's waist and just have Romulus just run across?
Oh my
There's
God.
already a rope. No.
There you go, then.
I mean, you can try, but have you ever tried pulling something when you're across ice when it's heavier than you? Physics does not allow
Are you
that.
as strong as Romulus? Are you as strong as Romulus?
It doesn't matter how strong Romulus is. If there's a heavy weight and he's trying to pull something across, it's not going to work. And pushing
What,
Cat
are
across
you
is also
calling
not
Cat
going
a
to work.
heavyweight?
Yes.
Are you calling Cat a heavyweight? That is outrageously detrimental.
Yeah, I'm
to
fat shaming the Centaur that weighs 4 times you.
How dare
In
you?
fairness, this was before we added any weight, but Cat does weigh 744 pounds.
Nothing to Romulus.
And this was before she got older, so I don't actually know if that's meant to go up.
Yes, that does.
But-
That is supposed to go up because we put it on the safe side of on the conservative side because you're younger. Because in theory you're supposed to be about a ton, or not a ton, but 1,000 pound. The 1,000 pounds when you get to about 17 years old.
So should I just add like 100 pounds?
Yeah, go for it.
Wonderful.
Unless you want to hit your growth spurt, in which case add 200. I'll leave that to you.
I am not doing that! Oh my god.
If
Right,
you-
so she weighs 844 pounds.
Okay. So you can either wait to... The main thing is this has a skill check involved, and it could take hours if Cat gets trapped on the ice.
I think. Okay. What time is it?
It's
at
getting
this precise moment? in time?
it's getting close to night. You're going to want to settle down probably within the next half an hour at most.
Okay. With how the weather is looking at the moment, is there any chance at all that things will suddenly become balmy and therefore very difficult tomorrow? Or overnight, rather?
I mean, the weather's settling down. It should be fine. And the river looks like it's been frozen for possibly years. So,
I think our best bet is to ensure maximum thickness of the ice. We stay where we are now, put the hut up, but we go to bed early to wake up early so that we can get across it before the sun comes out. That will guarantee us the maximum amount of freeze potential.
On a weather scale of 7, which you're going to tomorrow, you are still looking at freezing temperatures. So you're not going to be losing any thickness of ice tomorrow. But still. So you set up the hut.
Yep.
Okay. You set up
And
Okay.
you set up the hut.
camouflage it.
Yep, camouflaging it white, and you begin your watches. So, Cat, you're unable to take a watch because you have a point of exhaustion. Who is taking first, second, and third?
First.
You'll go first. Romulus, you
I'm
usually
happy
take
to take
last.
one. Yeah.
And Kirv or
Yeah, I'll
Vinny?
take one.
August 2nd, then, yeah.
Okay. Mortar, go ahead and roll me a perception check. This will just be a regular roll. Because your advantage cancels out the disadvantage.
Okay.
Total?
15.
15. Okay. You otherwise continue. You keep watch over the first section of this. Nothing particularly interesting happens during this time. But as you are keeping watch, you do note that from the river there is a slight glow. You try and get a good view of it from here. I'll say go ahead and roll me a second perception check. Just to see if you can try and ascertain as to what the glow might be.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You've not seen these kinds of creatures before, but looking over you can see what looks to be these large koi fish, which are otherwise brilliant and luminescent as they swim underneath. And by large I'm talking about 10 foot long, as they're otherwise swimming underneath the ice heading towards the mountains. Kind of this bright almost train of them as they are going upstream towards wherever they may be headed. Otherwise, taking note of this, and you watch as other forms begin to move beneath the ice. Possibly other fish, you're not entirely sure, but they don't glow. Okay. Your watch ends. Second watch, Kirv and Vinny. Please go ahead and roll me perception checks each. These are with disadvantage due to the winter weather not being very nice. Okay, so both rolled at 8s as your lower roll. So what are your totals?
So 10.
10 and
13.
13. Okay. The two of you are keeping a watch out as best you can. Mortar informs you of the glowing fish, and the two of you can just about make out the glowing, or what looks to be the glowing forms of said fish. Mortar, go ahead and roll me a d12, please. As it is your turn to roll on the random encounter table, see if anything happens tonight.
Okay. That's a 1.
Okay.
Everything is perfect.
Cushy.
So, as you are watching Vinny, well, Kirv and Vinny, as the two of you are otherwise sat up watching from the Learman's tiny hut, you watch as a large form strides past before settling down nearby. About 15 feet away, an ancient dragon which you saw earlier today seems to have followed your scent and is now sleeping outside the dome, waiting.
Kill me.
I kind of just turn to Vinny, look at Vinny, look at the dragon, look at Vinny, look at the dragon.
Okay?
I suppose you can cast silence, can you?
No.
Okay. This is gonna suck then.
Don't suppose you can cast Kill Dragon on sight?
No, I think that's a spell next level.
No, it's one that Damian had, I'm sure.
I didn't prepare that. Didn't prepare that today.
Yeah, no, sorry, that's more of a paladin thing, I'm afraid.
You are aware of this. You have 4 hours until you have 3 to 4 hours until the dome drops. Once you've all finished your long rest.
Okay.
Is it sleeping? Or does it look like it's just...
It seems to be sleeping. It's resting.
The problem is, even when they're unconscious, they're bloody perceptive.
They are. This is true. This will still give you advantage on stealth and other stuff, but you're still looking at trying to bypass a sleeping dragon.
Would detect thoughts be risky?
In what sense? Are you trying to push into its mind?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Magic can't pass
I
through
love
the
it.
magic can't pass through the dome. If you cast detect thoughts for it to work, you need to
Right.
stand outside the dome.
Oh yeah, Chris, I think I'm gonna do that.
Oh well,
No.
you're
All right,
braver
then.
than me.
No. No.
Okay.
I'll roll
If
for a
somebody-
bite attack to
I-
try and swallow you.
I have to
Oh.
ask a question, Chris.
Mhm.
How
You're asleep.
far away is it in feet? Oh,
About-
okay. Fair enough.
About 15 feet from the edge of the dome.
Understood.
That's not a lot of feet.
Maybe they're dragon feet.
Are they dragon feet, Chris?
No, they're not.
Okay.
Are you two doing anything, or are you going to try and get what sleep you can in preparation for tomorrow?
Probably best to have enough sleep, but who's the next lookout? Is it Romulus?
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll let Romulus know. And then, it's not our responsibility anymore. We'll go to sleep.
Yes.
Romulus can figure something out.
I guess we need to make a decision. Do we try and...
Nah, let's leave it to Romulus. He's always got a good plan.
Yeah? Okay, I'll
It's-
I'll fill him in when we wake him up.
Yeah.
Good morning, Romulus. By the way, the dragon's there.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah, I
Good
will
luck.
actually talk to him when I wake him up.
Okay.
Yeah, some sort of forest.
Fine. Right, we have 3 options. 1, we sacrifice someone. 2,
We left Damian back in the city.
Oh,
that's one plan out. 2,
Oh.
I might be able to keep it asleep. I don't know, but I have an ability. No, I can invoke a stone rune. That normally, when a creature I can see ends its turn within 30 feet of me, I don't know what that means exactly, but when it's within 30 feet of me for a certain amount of time,
Just go with me. It
I
reads
can
this in
invoke-
giant.
I can invoke the rune and force the creature to make a wisdom saving throw. Now, I would argue that if you're asleep, a wisdom saving throw is going to be a little bit harder to resist. And if the save succeeds, the creature is charmed by me for 1 minute. Whilst charmed in this way, the creature has a speed of 0 and is incapacitated, descending into a dreamy stupor. I would suggest that if it were already asleep, it might be able to how to put this? It might be able to keep it deeper in sleep. Also, I'm getting another call. I will be back shortly.
Okay. That might be a good time for us to take a
Okay.
quick break there if we wanted to. Right.
Other people plan things.
Probably.
No, that's fine. We'll take a quick break. We'll refill water bottles, come up with plans, and complain at the DM for putting an ancient teal dragon in front of you. Alright, be back in a minute.
Why is this
We've been prepared for this ever since he had us rolling dice in the wilderness. We've always been saying it's going to be an ancient dragon. We knew it.
Well, I've got Dimension Door, so yeah, I'll see you later on. Hang on.
I was gonna
It was a
do a
Discord being broken thing. A child and just randomly started a call by itself.
Oh.
I'm gonna lie. As soon as Romulus was gonna stop talking, I was going to do a bit where Mortar literally just wakes up saying, "Will you guys shut the fuck up?" as loudly as he could.
No.
But then, as soon as I was about to, Chris was like, "Okay, we're gonna pause there." I was like, "Oh shit."
How did this happen?
Do you ever consider our DM is just pure evil?
Look, I'm not going to say the DM is pure evil. I would say that this doesn't feel like the most fair of stories.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean,
The balancing in this game is right fucking off.
Look, when
I'm
I
not gonna lie.
planned, when I wanted to join this, I'm sorry I put the slider on
Right, I'm back.
very difficult. Chris gave me a slider, and I was like, what's the worst that can happen? And I chose insane difficulty.
Hey,
instead of
look,
easy.
this is how random encounters go. Like, there's a reason they're random.
Yeah, I mean, if we could just stop rolling ones, we should be fine.
I'm not apologizing.
It's a
I mean, at this
combination of
point-
high and low rolls, because what happened was we got a 3, which got you a hard encounter. I rolled for the type it was. It was the tracks of a creature that is engaged in combat, followed by a roll to see how dangerous the creature is out of 10. It was a 10. And you're all joking about ancient dragons, so I thought, why not?
Oh shit! Consequences of our actions? Question mark.
Yeah, I mean, there are some in the area, so it
Real
made
good
sense.
consequences, yeah.
But, yes, consequences of your actions. And then you roll the natural 1 or 1 on the random encounter table,
on the
which
D12.
is on the D12, which is a very difficult night encounter. So the dragon showed back up, and he's now asleep next to
Awesome.
you.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Okay. Before we all get killed by the dragon, Kat is going to put her new clothes on. We're good.
So, Chris, how possible is my idea for using the stone rune on something that's already asleep to try and keep them asleep?
Keeping them asleep,
that-
I will say that is a viable thing. I will say the following in response as a general nature of how I'll run that.
Mm-hmm.
The dragon will not be. The dragon will still make a wisdom saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
The dragon will not be allowed to use its legendary resistances against the effect.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I'll rule it. Because it's a good way
Fair
to
enough.
have it be that the dragon has a chance to succeed, but isn't guaranteed. I'll have it roll disadvantage because it's still asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, he has a +10 to his wisdom save. There's a chance, depending on what your save is. But rolling with disadvantage is disadvantage. I'll roll it in the open, and if it succeeds, it will be unwake-upable for a minute.
Right, I'm just trying to find where my actual DC is, because I don't actually have spells normally, but it should be based on my constitution. So that's a +4, a +4, so it should be 16 is the DC.
Yep. Okay. We'll do that when we get there in the morning, but
Yeah.
for now...
I'm trying to think if I have any other ideas.
For now, while
the
you're
third
thinking...
idea was I can just throw a third of a wheel of cheese at it and see what happens.
I mean...
Amazing.
You could.
Now, I will stress, these are my ideas that are not involving fighting it. If we get involved in fighting it, I have a terrible, terrible plan that I don't know how to get out of.
Well, I can grant you an additional action, so...
I don't suppose... Does anyone have anything whereby they could teleport me out of somewhere if I was to do something very stupid?
Oh, no,
I mean,
no,
I've got
I know
dimen-
exactly what you're gonna
I've got
do.
Dimension Door.
You've got Dimension Door. You have your teleport bullet, don't you?
I did.
Mortar,
Yes.
how possible would it be for you to, how shall I put this? Enter the dragon?
Mortar looks at the dragon's butthole, gives you a wicked grin, dives right on it.
Chris, what roll would one have to make to enter the butthole of a dragon?
Acrobatics for sure. I'm just gonna slump right in there.
No, we're looking at a we're looking at a.
It's not a thing of strength. It's a thing of dexterity. This is a thing of
I
how
will
mighty
give him
you
this.
be.
It is definitely dexterity.
There will be three checks.
Definitely
There'll be three checks. There'll be three checks involved. A wisdom save to persuade to get over the fear of it. A charisma or a persuasion check to persuade yourself to do it, and then an acrobatics check to climb into the sphincter.
Okay.
I like her
So
charisma
if I
check to
succeed-
make sure you can
so if
convince the dragon that you can do it.
Your consent isn't a factor.
Oh god.
This is gonna be good. I can't wait.
Oh man.
I also have.
What am I going to call
Vanish
this
Ring.
session when I put it on YouTube? Dragon sphincter.
Deep penetration.
My word.
Oh,
Mortar's
God.
great day out.
Fuck.
Oh, great day in. Oh, you did.
Mortar's vacation.
Oh no.
What if Mortar dies because this doesn't work? Mortar you too.
Oh my word. So, Kirv and Vinny, if you're currently here, go ahead
yeah.
and roll me wisdom saving throws. Kirv, you have advantage on this. This will be against the frightening presence to get a sound sleep. DC for this is going to be lower than the 20. It's going to be a 15.
Is it using frightening presence?
No, this is it's nearby and it's very scary. You know you're safe, but you're in a situation of being scared.
Well, this is
17.
actually good because it gives us
17.
an opportunity to roll to, defend against it.
So 17, Kirv, you remain unaffected. You know that the dragon can't get to you in here, you're fine. Vinny, you are scared and having second doubts about this whole thing. You're unsure with if the dragon can get through the Leman's tiny heart, and if it can, why hasn't it already? You're having a lot of doubts. You're struggling to sleep. Go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw. DC is 10. If you fail, you will get a point of exhaustion. If you succeed, you will get your full rest without the point of exhaustion.
Oh.
Well done. Despite this worry, your body does take over. You go to sleep for a short enough time, not enough to stop you from feeling groggy, as you're going to feel a bit off here and there, but for the most part, you manage to get what sleep you need to pass by the next day. You'll be making Constitution saving throws on the next day for other points of exhaustion, but for the time being, you don't have one. Okay. And Cat, you otherwise pass off your point of exhaustion and it is gone. As you all wake with about 10-15 minutes left of the Leman's tiny heart from what you can tell, Vinny, the dragon seems to be asleep outside. Cat, you are now noticing this, as you have been asleep the whole night.
Quiet.
Quiet.
Okay.
Just continue.
Morning, guys. What's for breakfast?
Shh. Dragon outside.
Yeah,
What's
what's that?
He
breakfast?
told us.
Okay, right. I
Why
might
would
be
one
able to
cook a
keep
dragon?
with great difficulty, it seems. I'll be fairly quick here. I have something that might be able to keep it asleep, but it's a one shot, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Will it wake it up if it fails?
Don't know. Probably our best bet, though. There's
How wide is the river?
It's about 40 feet. So Cat can teleport across it if she needs to use a spell to do so. And Cat, just to note, if you're going to use Mage Armor, you need to use it now while you're inside the Leman's Tiny Hut, which means you're going to need to roll for Wild Magic. Because we don't do that, because we keep forgetting, because we don't have you roll for it every day, but if you want to use your Mage Armor before any combat begins, I'll have you roll Wild Magic now.
Yeah, okay.
probably your best bet.
Very quickly, I'm going to get changed into my thing because we were already out and wearing our winter clothes, so I'm quickly getting changed and
Okay.
then casting Mage Armor on it.
Okay, go ahead and make me the Wild Magic roll. That's 20.
And
we're
we're
fine.
good. I don't explode.
No. I will say that prior to this, all of your Mage Armor rolls you're fine with, for the most part. Because it's very rare that it would happen.
Very good. Very good. Oh, and here's Cat's new clothes.
Yes, for everyone to see in the Discord.
I just thought I'd share.
Oh, fashion show. Oh yes, I forgot you still look a little bit dodgy in the eye.
Yeah, no, that's
And then,
just
like-
life now. That is just
Yep.
how it is.
So,
That's life.
what are you doing? Romulus?
Well, I mean, what else can we do, really?
I will say it is a magical effect, so it would still not be able to pass through the dome. Much the same
Yeah.
way that Dragon Breath can't travel into the dome, for purposes of that would just be unfair.
We do have a potential alternative, which is very annoying. Simon, you can ritual cast the bubble, right?
Yes.
So, could we all feasibly go over to one side of the bubble and make another bubble for the moment when the other bubble fails, and then slowly, ever so slowly, move our way over?
But if Simon leaves the bubble, then it ends.
Then it disappears, yeah.
Here's the thing: you can create the new bubble quite happily. That will be fine. Keep in mind that if you move it onto or next to the river, that section of the river will become warm and will begin to melt slowly but surely.
This is true. This is true.
So that does
Well, if we
mean that you can only go like 10 feet closer to the river.
Wow, that's actually an excellent spell for ice fishing.
Yeah, it is. Problem is, you then
Yeah.
can't stay in the bubble because you'll fall straight through and into the water.
Yeah, but you could bring like a little raft, a little plank thing, and just be on that.
That's not a bad idea,
True,
actually.
that's actually a really clever idea.
Could do that, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
Another time. We'll have
Romulus,
a little
yeah,
thought about
Romulus has figured out a mini business for himself. Ice fishing, and all he has to do is learn Liam's tiny hut. Anyway, so,
That's actually not hard to do. There's a feat for that.
ritual caster.
Anyhow,
yeah.
yes. Yeah. Right, so here's what we do. When the bubble goes down, I will immediately try the effect, whilst everyone else runs away as stealthily as possible. If it fails, I will rage and I will hold it off as long as I can.
Sounds good to me.
It's a long shot, but I do actually have the banish room.
Okay, if my thing fails and the banish rune fails, I will stay and hold it off for as long as I can.
I have
The
lots
only
of banish
thing-
until I spell slots.
The only two things I want to suggest are I'm not comfortable leaving you behind, and if we're going to fight this thing, we should do it while the bubble is still here.
Agreed.
I can't leave it, but the rest of you can dip in and out.
Right. Physical objects can shoot outside of it. Do you have a bow or a crossbow?
I've got a bow, I stuck back up on arrows. I don't think fighting it should be the plan, but if your thing works,
It won't need to be. Right. Okay, we've got how long left? 10 minutes?
Yep, which means that if you
Maybe.
want to ritual cast the bubble up, you're going to need to start ritual casting it now. Keep in mind, ritual casting is not quiet.
Does sound escape the bubble?
Yes.
Okay. How would it be louder or quieter than talking?
Louder.
Okay. Hold off. If things start to go wrong, start to cast the bubble. All right. All right.
Okay.
I'm going to prepare to step out of the bubble stealthily, and the moment I'm out, I will be activating the stone rune upon the dragon.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw with disadvantage because it's already asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I want to cast Enhance Ability on Romulus just before he leaves.
I'm gonna cast Spider Form on myself to give me the best chance of not falling over.
Which enhanced ability do you want to give me on that one, buddy?
I was going to give Dexterity for stealth, if you're
That's
happy with
a
that.
good shout. I am happy with that.
Okay. Okay. Two fours.
Wow.
Sweet.
With advantage or disadvantage, that would be a 14.
Oh, that's underneath my save. Fuck yes. Okay.
In this moment, you watch as a giant anime bubble appears from its nose. As you can tell, it is now in deep sleep for the next minute.
I'm just going to start waving everyone forward. Go, fucking go.
Okay. You do not need to make stealth checks for the portion of this 1 minute that you have. Are you all crossing the ice?
I think,
Yes.
Kat, you should teleport and take whoever has the least chance of getting across with you.
Okay, who's got a sucky athletics?
It's acrobatics.
Acrobatic.
I have a very good acrobatics.
Oh, my acrobatics is 4. It's 3. My athletics sucks.
Okay. And
Who's got a bad acrobatics?
and Kat, go ahead and roll wild magic for your spider form as well that you've already cast.
Oh, yeah.
Nope,
We're
you're
good.
fine.
Yeah, I'm good for acrobatics.
Yeah, me too.
Romulus has advantage.
So take Kirv.
And I've also got hooves, which makes it easier, I believe.
Doesn't make it easier, just means you're not suffering the penalty of having flat hooves. Okay.
Right.
So you're taking
We
Kirv
have,
across?
Mention Doran across with Kirv.
Okay, go ahead and roll me wild magic after expending the points.
What is Dimension Door? Dimension Door is a 4th level. Oh, good god.
You're fine.
Cool. That's
So-
fine.
You push, all of you push forward. I would like acrobatics checks from Mortar, Romulus, and Vinny. Kirv, you are otherwise teleported across with Cat, as you are teleported to the other side of the river in this moment.
Mhm.
Ooh, dirty 20.
And you rolled that with advantage, Romulus?
I did indeed, dirty 20.
Cool. Dirty 20. Mortar,
16.
16. And Vinny?
26.
Okay. All of you run across the ice as much as you can, getting a little bit of momentum, skidding where need be, and moving through. For Mortar, this is new. This is new for you. So you're the one who struggles the most with this.
Yeah.
You're not used to going over ice. You're far more used to things like sand and dirt and gravel. As you are going over this ice, it is weird, it is strange, it is smooth. What's that? As you watch as a small head pops up out of the ice, and kind of its pointy features otherwise looks at you as you go gliding over the top, as you all rush past and over to the other side. As you look behind you, you see what look to be 3 or 4 more of these heads kind of poke up out of the ice and begin to look at you.
look at me.
Looking at your party in general, they seem slightly confused as to what's going on.
Sorry, we'd love to chat. We're in a hurry.
Okay. They don't understand you.
Just keep running.
And you keep going.
Cool.
Okay.
Keep running then.
I would like all of you to make me an athletics check. Because of the dragon showing up, because they're not going to interact with you, and because you all succeeded the check, you do not have to fight the 10 ice mephits that are under the river.
Oh my god.
Not dangerous, but funny.
Right. With spider form, do I get any kind of advantage, or?
Yep,
it's
you'll
just
get advantage on
already-
this. So athletics
Okay.
across the board. If you please.
I know, thank God for that.
Would using a giant's might on this be a detriment at all?
Mm-mm. It'll be a
Then
detriment for
I'll-
your stealth check afterwards. But how long does Giant's Might last? Is it a minute?
It lasts for a minute.
Okay. So you could... Basically, your Giant's Might would drop the moment the dragon would wake up, if it wakes up in that moment.
Yeah. So I that feels like it's a benefit for me. So I'm gonna double myself up for the athletics.
Okay. Okay. And this will lower the DC for the others, provided you succeed.
Okay, so that's a 15.
15 just succeeds. Mortar,
16 on... 17 on the athletics check.
17 on the athletics. Okay, you're fine. Cat,
24.
much
Hooray for
better.
advantage.
Yep. Kirv,
Really sorry.
athletics. Yep. Vinny, what did you get?
Oh no.
12.
12. And Kirv?
7.
7. With Vinny and Kirv otherwise lagging behind a little bit, finding it a little bit difficult to kind of push through portions of the snow. Cat, you are shoveling it out of the way, now transformed into a centaur with 8 arms that are just shoveling snow out the way. Romulus pushing the large majority out as he plows a path through for all of you, as you all manage to push forward in good speed and haste. I would like everyone to make me one more athletics check, please.
Oh,
And Romulus, you still have advantage on this.
Woo!
Gotta be kidding me.
Okay, so this was stealth, was it?
No, this is
Oh,
another
acrobatics.
athletics.
Oh, athletics. Sorry.
Yep, that's right.
Okay, so that's a 13.
With advantage.
Sorry, 23.
I
Sorry.
was like, what's your math doing? You got a 14. What happened to your strength?
The math wasn't mathing for a second.
Your strength became 2 for a second as you're like, oh no, dad pains, and then you pushed through. Mortar, what did you get?
19.
Cat, what did you get?
16.
Kirv, what did you get?
9.
And Vinny, what did you get?
Another 12.
Okay, that's fine. As Romulus and Cat are helping to shovel it and move out of the way. Mortar, you're otherwise leading as you're otherwise pushing through as best you can. You keep going. I would now like everybody to make me a stealth check, please. And I'm going to roll this against a perception check, which I'm going to make with the dragon.
Quick thing. Do I suffer from my usual bullshit, or
It will just be proficient. It will be proficient as normal.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, the sun isn't breaking through still with the cold weather, so
Okay,
Okay,
so
and
not
Ro-
expertise.
no expertise, just regular here. And Romulus, you'd have advantage because of your enhanced ability.
You have that for an hour.
Oh, spicy.
Okay,
That is a 19.
stealth, 19 on stealth. Mortar, what did you get?
30-20.
Dirty 20. Cat,
28 because I got nat 20.
nice. Curve,
Very good.
15.
15. And Vinny.
21.
Okay. The DC to beat was what I rolled with disadvantage plus its perception. For those who don't know, an ancient blue dragon has plus 17 to its perception. I rolled a natural 1.
Oh!
With a minus 5, that is a 13. All of you managed to overcome it and sneak away into the distance. Your day of travel we'll get to in a moment. So, Romulus, I'll say same thing as before for sake of brevity. Romulus, roll me a survival check with advantage because you're getting help from Mortar. Vinny, roll me a perception check with advantage now because you're having somebody help you and it's no longer too... it's not as heavy out and out that you're able to actually see.
16. Not too bad. Nothing special, but not too bad.
Yep. Okay, Vinny's keeping an eye out. Okay. Cat, it is your turn. Go ahead and roll me 2d12s, please.
2d12. Okay.
15. Okay. Ooh, okay. Roll me... Roll me 2d8, and then choose one of the numbers, please.
2d8. They're the red ones, right?
Yep.
And choose one of the numbers.
Yep.
Guys, 1 or 6?
Ah,
Go with 6.
What? No, you can't go 6, moron. Obviously, we were all signalling that you should go 1.
Well, damn! I go 1 before you've told me the result.
You've jinxed it now.
So 1 or 6.
I'm going with 6, my original answer.
Okay.
Deal or no deal.
Okay. Good. So, as you're travelling, several hours go by, and whatever this dragon was hasn't caught back up to you. It's either still asleep, or possibly it's woken up and gone, oh, they got away, never mind, how sad. You aren't entirely sure. Either way, it hasn't caught up to you. As you're travelling, Vinny, with your very high perception, you look out across the horizon, and you can see what looks to be something on the... not necessarily on the horizon, but something in the distance coming towards you. It doesn't look big, and by the looks of it, it looks to be a small group of people. You can see they're all wearing kind of this bright white, kind of heavy clothing, fur lined around the face for the hood itself as they're pushing through, and you can see one of them is otherwise holding the reins to what looks to be 2 large caribou that are pulling a massive sled behind it.
Ah, smart. Okay, we should... heads up, everyone. There are more travellers.
They seem to be heading directly north, so not necessarily intersecting your path, but you're going in almost opposite directions as you're going back towards your path to the south.
Yeah, okay. Right, I think we should push on, but I think we should try and intersect with them properly, just to give them a warning that there may or may not be a dragon below.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fair idea. Oh, fuck, am I glad that worked.
Oh, man.
Right. I've had my moment, let's go.
Okay. You begin to approach the group. One of them kind of spots you, and you watch as the one with the reins kind of pulls the caribou to a stop. As one of them, you note that they all seem to be dwarven individuals by the looks of it. They're all of a shorter stature. One of them pulls out a bow and kind of knocks an arrow and pulls it, but keeps it aimed at the ground and kind of generally gestures for you to stop moving as you're getting closer. What do you want?
Hey, well, we're just passing by. Just wanted to let you know we were having some trouble with dragon a little ways back. So, just a heads up to be careful.
How big? And what color?
Ancient. And...
Heal.
Yeah.
I would say it was more of a cyan, really. But,
We're having this debate.
well, it could have been a duck egg, you know.
No, I guess I can see it your way, Romulus.
It was definitely a hybrid.
Ah, yes,
Definitely
the duck egg coloured dragon. Of course.
Well, look, you said white and blue. You mix white, you mix blue. What do you get?
Light
Duck
blue.
egg.
You mix dragon, you mix duck, you get
Goose.
Hell goose.
Sorry, my light's flickering. I'm trying to.
Oh dear.
He's having a rave.
There we go.
It's the
That
goose.
was-
No, it's the
It's
wires.
fountain.
The wires inside it aren't very good, but it's an old lamp. Right.
stick your finger inside and see if you can sort them out.
Yeah, I've tried that once already. Didn't work.
Oh.
But it was a nice rave. So you otherwise mentioned this. The one with the bow otherwise kind of gives you a nod. Thanks for the advice. Watch out if you're heading southward. There's quite a few mist wraiths around that's around to the south of here. They only really come out at night, but just make sure you're settled down before the weather gets too bad.
Appreciate the advice.
Yes.
Also, for the uninformed, what the fuck's a mystery?
You fought them previously. They're the ones that teleported you closer to the research tower.
Oh yes, I fucking recall. But no, very much thank you for letting us know.
Otherwise, give you a nod. You in need of anything?
Well, if you're selling,
We're
what do you
traders. We're bringing our haul back up to Nimbro.
What have you got? Anything of you think might be of use?
Depends on what you're after. Mostly we got meat and bones.
What kind of bones?
You watch as one of them pulls what looks to be the top back on the sled, and otherwise lifts up this large plate almost. The plate itself is probably about, say, 4 foot in diameter, as he otherwise holds it up about the size of him. We got several tunneler plates. We got
Tunneler.
yes, ice tunnelers. They live to the mountains to the east and south of here. They're common game for many of the hunters around here. If you're not familiar, makes a good shield or heavy armor if you need it.
Interesting. And the bone itself, fresh?
Yeah, fresh. It'll dry out probably in the next few weeks, and it'll be hard and unworkable.
Right, noted. In that case, how much for... Essentially what I'm going to be doing is an amount that it would be enough to, theoretically, create some sort of...
You say a table.
some sort of
Not
table.
oranges.
Ah!
No.
No.
No. I'm going to say some sort of shield.
Okay. To make a
this
shield.
is bone, right?
Thi-
It's
This is a heavy plate bone, yes.
excellent, and it's fresh.
Yes.
Excellent.
So I'd say you could probably buy one of these plates and it would quite happily make a shield. You just need to strap something to it, clean it off, and then carve any designs you want into it before it dries.
Wonderful. All right. Yes, I can absolutely work with that.
Single one of these plates usually goes for around 70, given its freshness.
70.
You can chance it and head back to Nimbro in about a week, and it might be cheaper if it hasn't sold. Nimbro is where you're banned from, by the way.
Give me a moment to think. Suppose you do trade, do you?
Depends what you got to trade.
Well, I have these pristine antlers. And you did specify pristine because
Pristine,
well
yeah.
were.
No, isn't nice. Isn't nice.
I don't expect it to take off the whole amount, but
No, I can probably shave off probably half of it. So 35 gold for the trade.
that sounds good to me. I hand over the antlers, and how much was the total cost
35
then?
gold.
35. Cool. Yep. And ice tunnelers.
Ice tunneler plating.
Excellent. Now, you said these are fresh bones. Is there marrow inside?
If you want to, you can dig it out. It will destroy some of the bone in the process.
Is it possible to extract it without destroying it? Because I'm basically seeing this as a 2-for-1 of I can extract the marrow and use that for cooking. And I'd have to clean it off anyway.
If you I believe, because marrow has a lower melting point than, or boiling point, whatever you want to say, than the bone. So I believe if you heat the bone from below, it will drip out of the capillaries. Like the capillary holes in the bottom of the bottom section of the sheet of plating, so basically on the inside arm. This will dry it out, which means if you want to carve any designs into it, you're going to have to do it prior to heating it. But in the cold weather, it will keep for the next 2 weeks quite happily before it starts to dry out.
Excellent. In that case, I will be planning to do that. I'm going to, this evening, when we lay down, I'm going to set it up to slowly drip out, and I'm going to gather the marrow for use in making stocks and other things that will last for our continuing movement.
Okay.
Just up our food quality a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'll also say, because I obviously didn't before, everybody mark 1 ration off for the day gone by. Unless, Romulus, you want to mark off 5 from yours, because you'll be doing the cooking utensils. But I guess you wouldn't have done this morning, because there's a dragon there, so...
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah, I'll say
I'll
mark
get rid of... I'll just get rid of, 2 from mine for me and Cat.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Okay, so Vinny, Kirv, and Mortar, mark off 1 ration for you. Okay. So you make the trade, and you'll be otherwise cooking it tonight to get the marrow out to make stock. This means you won't be able to carve into the bone or shield, or not easily, I will say.
Would it be possible to? Yes. So maybe the marrow should, in the cold weather, the marrow should be okay.
Yeah.
For a little bit longer. Would
The
it be possible
the
to
marrow
carve
will
tonight and then.
Yeah, if you were to carve it over tonight or the next few days and then cook it to get the marrow out on once you finish with the design, the design will be set and the marrow will still come out. You've basically got a 2-week window to do it, so there's no rush.
Okay.
So it's something you can do before bed or while you're on your watch, that sort of thing.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I will be.
This time you've also been carving
then.
the staff or whatever you've been carving this whole time as well for Cat.
Oh, Cat's, yeah, my stuff.
Yeah. That's been carving the whole time, and I'd say it's succeeded at this point. Just
hooray!
when it gets around to making the staff, you can hand it back and it'll be done.
Cool. Excellent.
Okay. So, you carry on with your journey and your trek, warning them of the dragon so they don't accidentally go into its path as you otherwise continue on. You bed down for the night. I'll say, or Kirv, it's your turn. Go ahead and roll me a d12, please.
Mm-hmm. D12, where is it?
Yellow ones.
Yellows, thank you. Well, I do have 2 yellows up here as well.
Oh.
Oh, damn.
Sorry, that's a 4.
A 4, okay. So, let me see. Same watch as before, or Cat, are you joining someone on watch? How are you?
I'll join in the morning with Romulus.
Okay. Vinny and Kirv. As your watches go on, Mortar, you see nothing for the beginning of your watch. Vinny and Kirv. As you're otherwise bedded, kind of on watch, keeping an eye out, you watch as the dragon, yet again, returns to the outside of the bubble as it lays down on the exterior, being a persistent bugger that it is. As you're kind of sat there as you're otherwise sat there keeping an eye on it and going, okay, we're going to have to do this again. Romulus can do the thing. We can escape. You watch as from
Mistwraiths?
Hmm?
Mistwraiths?
Mistwraiths. No Mistwraiths tonight. No, not this far north from the southern area yet.
Yeah.
Because you took
Fair
the
enough.
because you
That
took the
would've- that's
detour.
would've-
You're fine.
Yeah.
That would have been funny.
Yeah. No.
But no.
It would be extreme.
No. But in this instance, as you're otherwise kind of looking out, you otherwise watch, as you're otherwise keeping an eye on it, you see that it's laying its head down and it's kind of relaxing ahead of time, and it seems to just be enjoying it, before you hear this large shout. The rest of you awake in this moment as there is a roar from the dragon, as the dragon is in deep pain.
Oh.
In this moment, as you all look over, you watch as 4 frost giants run out of the nearby mist and storm, and they all take swings at the dragon itself. You also watch as these large centipede-like creatures of blue and red run forward and coil
I
up
fucking
the
remember those
outside of the
fuckers.
dragon, and they begin to bite into it as it begins to screech and flap and pull away as best it can. There is an intense fight between the two as the group of frost giants begin to hunt the dragon itself, as the dragon flies off in quite a bit of pain with these large ballista-like bolts shot into it, a chain attached to one with a frost giant at the back, currently trying to hold and ground the dragon. As the dragon pulls free, the harpoon breaking off, it flies off elsewhere as the frost giants kind of huff a little bit as they stop, the large centipede-like creatures stopping and moving towards the giants as before they kind of give them a pet and give chase at a slower pace.
Blood is left behind.
There is quite a bit of blood. If you go out now, there is a chance that the dragon hunters will spot you.
Worth it.
Not worth it.
Absolutely worth it.
Do you want to? I'm asking this now because I will roll combat and have these giants stick around if they spot you.
I want to pounce on him if he tries. I know what he's like.
Okay, you are far
the
heavier. You are far heavier than Mortar. Mortar, you are not able to escape the bubble, I'm afraid, as your entire party is weighing you down, as they know better than to risk it.
Know what you're like.
It's so worth it though.
No.
Think of the memes.
It's
Think of
cat
the
just
memes.
shoots you. Shh, it's okay. Go back to sleep.
Or I was just like, oh, he's so
Okay.
What are you even going to do with a handful of bloody snow?
I'll point a curve.
I appreciate it. Hopefully we can get it tomorrow.
Okay. The rest of your
Okay,
night.
Mortar?
The rest of your night goes by
Mortar
peacefully.
rejected.
Yeah. Yeah. Mortar, you are upset by what has happened and this betrayal from your party, but you do get back to sleep, and all of you otherwise complete your long rest. Waking up the next day, the blood seems to have frozen over and joined with the snow. It's going to be an excavation with pickaxes and stuff if you have them. Otherwise, not going to be able to get at it. But the weather is now lightening up. You haven't had to worry about frostbite for over the course of yesterday. And Vinny, it doesn't particularly matter because I would have mentioned it if it was necessary for a fight, but you may have gained a point of exhaustion and you would have slept it off, so that's fine. Okay. With the weather being better and beginning to warm a little bit, not enough for you to warrant taking off any of your cold weather clothing, but it's more adjusted to Romulus's temperature with what he's more used to in the mountains. As you continue on your next day of travel. Romulus, go ahead and give me a survival check with advantage, and Vinny, make your perception check with advantage, please.
Advantage.
Is there anything else anyone would like to do during this time? I'm assuming that someone's giving advantage to these two, so...
No, I'll be helping where I can. If the weather's calmed down a little bit, I will.
Oh,
I will-
only a 14. That's a bit sad.
Okay.
During the day, I'll be getting Cinder out again to try and help keep an eye out for anything that's coming.
Yeah, that'd
And
be
keep
fine.
those that are suffering warm.
Okay. The winds have now died down enough that if you were to send out Jeff or Filch or Eugene, they would only fly away for a little while, but they wouldn't die instantly from crashing into something.
No, it's
You
okay. I
don't
have.
know Eugene.
Yeah, I don't trust Jeff. Jeff
Mm.
will literally go to take off and fly straight to the floor. So he
That's
can
true.
wait.
Okay,
I have Cinder. If push comes to shove, I can get the dragon out if I really need to. But
that's alright. Okay. So, survival check was a 14, perception check.
Perception was a 16.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me 2d12s, please, Vinny. This is your 3rd day of travel.
We were expecting it was going to be 4 with the blizzard, but we've gone off course a bit.
Yeah.
2 10s.
2 10s. That is a 20. Ooh, roll me a d10, please. Four. Okay. Okay, that would be. Okay.
weather change, tropical summer.
No, weather change can't happen while another weather change is going. But you
You'll
have
get it.
you have rolled something interesting. Just it can't happen now. So as you are otherwise, I'll say, bedding down for the night, you cast Lehman's tiny hut. You settle down in the comfortable climate of the tiny hut. And as night begins to properly fall and it begins to get dark outside, you look out of the bubble, and all of you, before dropping off to sleep, begin to see these tiny lights beginning to form in the area around you. As you're otherwise looking out, and there's almost this immediate, oh, is that are those mist wraiths? No. You get a better look at them, and one of them flies close and lands on the outside of the Lehman's tiny hut. As you see before you what looks to be a tiny firefly of some form. But you can see that its entire form is crystalline as it lands on the exterior of the bubble, and it begins to almost vibrate. More of them begin to gather. You recognize mana beetles, but not of this particular variety. They don't seem to be destroying the dome like mana beetles would do.
Nanny the fuck.
You see...
Also, fuck your beetles.
No! You can try, but they're very small.
Oh no.
As...
Oh.
It'll be messy. As you otherwise kind of note their reasoning here. You're not entirely sure what they're doing, but they are just vibrating on the outside of the bubble, producing this kind of bright blue light.
Are they trying to mate with the bubble?
You have no idea. You can make a nature check if you'd like.
Are we all awake, or is it? them
Yeah,
all?
you're all awake at this time, yeah.
Okay. Can I make a Arcana check to see what's going on,
Go for it.
or nature?
Yeah, go for it. Roll one of your choice. And Kirv, if you wanted to make a nature check, you're welcome to do so.
Oh, I'm not very good at that. You'd think I would be, but I'm not. I don't think I could pass it as an animal handling.
No, not in this instance.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Okay, what did you get, Kat?
21.
21, and that was for a
Arcana.
Arcana check. Okay. The mana beetles that you met before seemed to consume magic, draining it from objects and creatures alike. It was... Well, they were strange species of creature, that's for sure, but you also knew that they lived around crystals, and they otherwise ate magic, but the crystals would grow even though they would lack some of that magic. You look at these mana beetles, and they look slightly different than what you would expect. They are crystalline and almost like covered in ice in a way. And as they are slightly vibrating on the outside, you can see these tiny crystalline snowflakes beginning to form on the outside of the dome. You get a sense they may have awoken with your presence of the dome and are now beginning to attempt to build nests.
Ah, they're nesting. They're in for a nasty shock when this bubble disappears.
But they otherwise look docile.
Yeah. Do you think they'll stay that way once the nests are destroyed and people turn up?
I don't know. I mean, they're not showing any signs of hostility. Not that they've got any targets to be hostile at, but...
I've got a bit of a question.
Hmm.
These are mana beetles, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that they're something that kind of, sort of in nature, consumes magic.
Possibly. The variants you came across during the first parts of your adventure did. You don't know for certain on these ones. They haven't shown signs of destroying the Learman's tiny hut.
Might be a good idea to get some of the murdery ones that absorb magic and use them in my anti-magic axe or sword.
You could. You'd have to go
or
find
pole
some.
armor.
But it's not like they're a natural pest on crystal farms, and you know where one of those is. So.
Mm. Oh, there's almost certainly a trader that can get me like 50 of them packed in a crate.
Oh, they don't. They just kill them when they find them. Mana beetles are dangerous and very nasty. They give people mana burns, and they're otherwise very annoying pests. So they just get uprooted and killed when they get found.
Mm.
I don't know how these are going to react. Be interesting. Could just step outside and see what happens.
Yeah.
And then step back inside when it all goes to disarray.
Yeah.
Mm. I might stick. I'm gonna stick my arm out. Just my arm, my normal arm, not the corrupted evil arm, because that'll only end badly.
That could be fun.
No, we're not.
So, you stick your arm out. A number of the beetles otherwise scatter away in that moment before they begin to cling to the outside of your arm. You can feel them kind of vibrating against the edge of your arm, and you can feel your arm becoming a little bit stiff. You feel your MP draining away slightly, but not to the same level as regular mana beetles. They seem to be just naturally absorbing it.
Okay. I will delicately lift my arm up to shoo them off, and then I'll pull it back in.
Okay.
Well,
You pull it back in, and you note that it is otherwise coated in these thin patches of crystal. And as you kind of begin to scrape them off, you note that it is is otherwise stuck to your arm with whatever adhesive may be there, as it is almost merged with sections of your clothing.
let's just be honest. Yeah, it's just more crystals on me now. I mean, I might as well just be a crystal centaur. Well, they don't seem hostile. They just want to nest. So, I don't know, in the morning maybe... I don't know. I don't think we're in for a fight, but...
Are we sure
be
this
sad.
isn't like that situation where a spider cocoons you up and injects venom to soften you up?
And she now feels really like... I guess we run in the morning.
Probably a good idea. Right. Oh, does any of that crystal stuff, does it look useful? You're a magic person. Tell me, what magic stuff does it do?
Does it look magical, or is it just like a byproduct?
It seems like a byproduct.
No, it just looks like a byproduct. It looks like basically like us trying to build out of brick. I think that just built out of ice and this.
Weird. But interesting.
Okay. Well, I guess we should probably go to bed if we, you know. I might advise leaving before the hut. Oh no, we can't because Vinny can't leave the hut. Just be ready to move. I don't know if they'll get upset when their hive destroys.
Okay.
Well, nothing we can do about it, I suppose.
No.
Just hope they'll be alright.
Okay. You all bed down, go to sleep, wake up the next morning to find the Lehman's tiny hut has been mostly encased in crystal.
Yeah.
Oh.
You can see what looks to be
That's
these
exciting.
otherwise tall tubes, almost like a termite mound, where the crystal has otherwise grown up and around, and it's frosted and foggy on the outside, but beautiful and crystalline on the inside. You note that there isn't any easy way out. You're going to have to break a portion of it to get out, but you note that a number of the beetles are climbing through almost these capillary-like tubes that run through the interior of it.
Is there a location that we could break to make a hole for us to get out that won't destroy the structural integrity of the hive?
Roll me an investigation check.
I can do them. What is my investigation? Oh, it's a +8. Okay. But you know what? 26.
26, yeah. You look forward and you can see what looks to be, there are sections of it where one of these tubes seems to rise up and outwards at an angle. A few of them do, but they're further up. This one is lower down, suggesting that this might have been the main maintenance tunnel in the beginning when it was first beginning to be structured. You could probably break out of this and it will be quite easy for it to repair, and it probably isn't integral to the structure of the whole thing.
Okay, I'll just Romulus. So if you break this bit here, we can get out, and then as the dome drops, it should hold its structure. Less chance of them getting angry at us.
All right then. Let's give it a go.
Yeah, we'll probably still be quick.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an athletics check, Romulus.
Hoorah! That is a 13, which is sad for me.
13. You otherwise run to a portion of the crystal and your shoulder whacks against it. It gives slightly. You're going to need a second attempt. Go ahead and make me another roll.
Would it be beneficial if I went with my horns first?
You'd puncture through the crystal and could get stuck.
Okay, I'll go the normal way then.
Okay.
I'll try that again. Sorry.
You're not getting much of a run up in here in your defense.
No, there's not much of a
20.
run. 20, much better. You break through the side of it, otherwise breaking a Romulus-shaped hole in it for the rest of you to run through. Kind of ducking if need be.
I just think, oh yeah!
Yep. And just like that, you punch through the
Nice.
side of it and you all begin to run off through the snow. With the first attempt, quite a lot of the beetles seem to become agitated, and they did begin to vibrate, and as you otherwise run through and out, you can see that a number of them are beginning to swarm, but running at full speed, they are slower than you, as they cannot actually properly fly in the weather currently. They can try to, but their speed is slow. Okay. So, with that, for the final day of travel, go ahead and roll me the survival check with advantage, and perception check from you, Vinny. Is there anything else anyone would like to do?
No.
Okay.
Not particularly. Just trying to focus on
Natural
making progress.
20.
Natural 20. Okay. Okay. And we're now back round to you, Vinny. Go ahead and roll 3d8. I would have you roll 2d12, but Romulus rolled a natural 20 on the survival. And you rolled high on the perception,
Okay.
so there is a...
16, by the way.
Yep.
From the perception.
9.
Bye. Thank you.
Okay. Go ahead and roll 2d8 for me, please, as you have hit a weather change. And the day after
No.
the weather has hit its point of 5.
Please be good. Please be good.
7. No change.
Very good.
Okay. So, the rest of the day goes unimpeded. The snow is lighter, but it's still cold out to a certain degree. You push on through the snow, not encountering any particular dangers. As you keep going on through the night, or through the day, sorry, the sun is out a bit more here and there. There are patches of trees and clumps of what look to be larger pines here and there. A few berry bushes and otherwise thorn bushes wrapping around lower sections of tree branches and kind of small pockets of woodland. Before, as it begins to get darker, due to your little detour on the first day, you begin to reach what looks to be the outskirts of a village as night is falling. The outskirts of the village, from what you can tell, looks to be mostly destroyed and abandoned. Walls of most buildings have collapsed inwards, sections of roofing are otherwise completely covered in snow, but fallen in most cases. Doors look to be snowed all the way up, frozen around the rims of them to prevent access as if they haven't been used for years and years. The streets are, strangely enough, almost freshly swept, as if the natural wind has come through and the stone has prevented the snow from properly setting in this area. You can note what looks to be a larger form of town hall building and several domiciles around this section, and all of it is pressed very closely up against the mountainside. What would you like to do?
Do we want to look for a building that's kind of intact, or do we want to stay on the outside of the town?
We're gonna go in. We gotta do some.
Well, it's getting
I
night,
think we
and
should-
we were warned about mischief.
I think we should get inside the hut, regardless.
Mm-hmm.
At the very least, well, it can be in there or out here, but let's at the very least get the hut set up, and then if people want to, they can do scouting.
I vote for outside town. If we get caught up with the mist rays, we know that they can move us.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We're outside. We can see stuff coming as well. We don't really want to be in haste.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I vote outside.
Yeah. All right, I'll make the hut here then.
Okay. You set the Lehman's tiny hut outside, and you begin the night watch. So, same watches as before, or changing it up?
I would like to swap for the third night watch if I can.
Okay. So swapping with Cat then?
Yeah,
Sure.
whoever's on the last.
Yeah.
Up and
We
around.
can-
First.
We didn't check for if the blood was still there, did we?
We did.
It's
It
really-
was
We did.
frozen.
It was
over, sadly.
frozen.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I must have been. Okay.
No, you're good, bud.
Okay.
I'll take first watch with whoever.
Okay. And because I have forgotten, because of the past 2 days of travel, mark off 2 rations each.
Oh, mm-hmm.
Okay. 2 rations.
Could I do the watch with Mortar?
Yeah, of course you can.
Romulus, are you okay not being on the final watch?
Sure, I'm good with being on any watch, really.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you want to be first with Cat or second with Vinny?
Let's go first with Cat.
Okay. So, as Vinny otherwise creates the Lehman's tiny hut, how far outside of the ruined village are you going to set up? Are we talking close to the buildings, far out from the buildings where they're barely in view with the winds, or are we
What's-
talking outside of
What's the
that?
range of our vision?
About 60 to 100 feet at most.
Should we say porty so we can at least see what's going on inside there, but we've got enough space between us and the town.
Sure. Okay.
Cool.
No one else in the party is saying anything against it, so yeah, we'll go with that. So, 40 feet away. Cat and Romulus, as the rest of your party bed down for the night, the two of you, do you wish to discuss anything, or...?
That's an intense couple of days. Well, I think he's fallen asleep.
Welcome back. I don't know what happened to Romulus, but...
Apologies, I'm here.
That's okay.
Right. It has been a stressful few days.
Well, we've made it. Well, made it this far anyway.
I swear, if that fucking dragon shows up another fucking time.
You're using adult words again.
Well, look, you've definitely heard worse. You've been around Mortar for more than 30 seconds.
It's so true. It really is. But I don't think that dragon's gonna be a problem. I kind of feel a little sad that he's being hunted, though.
Well, at the end of the day, people gotta eat, hunters gotta hunt, and whoever wins comes down to who's stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Can't say it's always fair, but then again, life isn't fair, and in a certain sense, everyone has the same standing, the same rules. Even those that are terrifying to us might themselves have something that scares them. End of the day, we just have to live with that.
That's it. Oh, I was meaning to give you a heads up, because I'm not entirely sure you were really concentrating while we were talking, but to try and get some answers in regards to Mortar's weapon and the escalation of this gesture into legs thing. When we get back to Zakers, I'm considering asking my granddad to meet us there.
All right. That would probably be a good idea.
I'm concerned.
It's going to be really weird. It's going to be weird.
I'm just worried he's going to be confrontational. I'm all he's got left of his family. He might try and take me and look after me himself. I'm so sorry if he wants to test to make sure you can look after me. I don't know how he's going to react.
We're somewhat familiar with each other. That is correct, Chris. Like, that's not we have interacted.
You've seen each other. You
Yeah,
haven't
like,
interacted directly, but you've seen each other.
Yeah, like we were at that one meeting.
Yes.
He might know who I am. Who I am in the Beastlands. So that might either A, earn me some credit, or damn us further. I'm going to, when we're back at Zakers, I'm going to try and get in contact with my mother. And frankly, he might be a good way to do that. I think that's a fair statement.
Possibly.
Well, it's not going to be easy. I just warn you, if he does, I'm as much as I hate to do it, I'm willing to prove that I can stick up for myself too. But if that's the case, I imagine he'll have Hearn, one of his strongest bodyguards, make sure you're capable. I don't know. I genuinely have no idea. I don't know how he's going to respond.
We'll find out. And
Mhm.
whatever happens, I'll deal with it.
Okay. I just
I
wanted
mean,
to-
come on. We just managed to trick a dragon into falling asleep and escape from it. I'm going to say that gives us a pretty good amount of credit.
It's true. It's true. The cat's sort of like overactive imagination. Just imagine Svermar just walking up and slapping the dragon into oblivion. So, yeah. We're fine.
There are people who are stronger than us. But given time, given effort, given practice and given luck, we will make sure that we can protect each other. Now, would you help me out here? I'm working on this shield, or rather the carving for it. I'm trying to make my runes work with your magic and vice versa. So, would you mind having a look at this? And I'm going to show off the carvings of my cloud rune that I've been making into the ice tunneler plating.
Okay.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll me an investigation check, Cat, and make me an investigation check, Romulus.
Okay.
I will say this is fully setting up the long-term goal I have for Romulus, for have him at least
fine.
in rune stuff actually learn how to do that properly.
No, that's fine. This is just going to be like a combined test here to see how things go.
15.
I got
Not
19.
bad for me.
15 and 19. Yeah, it's a good carving. Looking at the work, it definitely shows the clear signs of the giant rune. There are etchings that are mimicking that of a magical item in its own way, the natural sources and flowing of magic that you've otherwise saw with the ancient runes when you were in the stronghold. You can definitely see that what Romulus has done here has been in a mimicry of that, and the natural channeling of magic around it in the nature of giant. This has a lot of potential.
It looks good. It looks like you're well on track to that rune's accuracy.
Once I've gotten this down, potentially making something that can have the effects of my runes, but that you can power, I'm thinking that might be the key to working out how to make something a bit more defensive against magics. But,
I was
well.
thinking about that. So, what are you trying to achieve? Are you trying to achieve anti-magic, or are you trying to achieve something that breaks magic?
in a perfect world, both. It might need to be two separate things, but I want a weapon that can cleave through magic or consume it. And I want something that can defend me from magic. An armor and a weapon.
Okay.
Maybe it could be made into one, but I couldn't say. My runes tend to have passive effects, benefits, when they're held upon your person. I'm thinking if I can convert the idea of anti-magic or countering magic into one of my runes, then I might be able to make something that could do what I want. A way to cleave through a spell or... break it.
At the moment, I'm working on a new rune myself. It's the whole design of it, the premise of it is coincided with another spell that I've made where I can manipulate someone else's magic. It's essentially going to negate a spell. I'm wondering if we can work on the premise of your rune and change it. So let me finish my rune. I might be able to work with you, and we both work together to alter one of yours. I've also got the book, gesturing to the old book that I picked up, that's got all the base runes in it. So I've also got this book that might help us construct a rune that you can use to negate.
Possibly. I'm liking this. It's nice to work together.
I can't promise, because your runes are very different to my runes, but they work on the same concept, so we might be able to make something.
Together.
Let's do it. I'll finish my negate rune, and then we'll work together to try and construct you a rune that, even if we can't make an item at the moment, we might be able to construct a rune that just enables you to nope a spell.
Possibly. I like this possibility. I like it a lot.
Okay.
Right. In the meantime, let's keep an eye out. And I reckon there might be some more carving. Do we think we've gotten as far as we can on the current sort of carving side of things, Chris?
For the time being, yeah. This would be very much a you've done the majority of the work. Now it would be the fine work, which would usually require a chisel and hammer anyway. So you could let it dry out and then work on it bit by bit when you get back to a town, or with the proper tools, or with a proper design.
Does that mean I can potentially start it on the whole draining the marrow thing, or
Yeah.
should that wait until? Yeah, okay then.
Yeah.
I'll get that set up.
Yeah, we'll say you do that over
makes-
the course of the night. That's fine. So,
Cool.
with that, I'd like both of you to make me perception checks. I will say with disadvantage for you, Romulus, just because you're distracted, and then regular
That's
roll
fair.
for Cat.
Can I get advantage with Jeff's help?
Oh, that is fucking painful when you get a 20 on a disadvantage. It's still a dirty 20. It's still a dirty 19.
20 though, yeah. You're keeping an eye out.
Oh no, my perception is +5 now. Yeah, so it's still a dirty
Yeah,
20.
I'll say, don't worry, you both rolled high enough anyway. You can see that there are glowing lights coming from the village, as myth wraiths are beginning to wander. If they have noticed you, you're feeling pretty safe inside the hut, as they can't actually interact with you through the hut, because they'd be classed as hostile entities. But you do know that a few of them do take interest and note. They kind of fly around the outside of the hut, and then they wander back to the house, or to the houses in the village itself. The village has what looks to be maybe 2, nearly 3 dozen houses in it. So it wasn't a small community. It wasn't a massively small community, but it wasn't large by today's standpoints by any means.
Okay. Are there deviations in size of the mist wraiths, or are they all just sort of like a universal size? And
They generally have more of a fluid size to them. Quite a lot of them, like, they have what looks to be almost like this. I'll say go ahead and make me a religion check for this in general, and this will just be a what you can glean from them, or insight, whichever you'd prefer. Insight or religion.
What is my insight? No, I'm going with religion. It's +4. Well, it's an 8.
Yes, Nate. Looking at them, their forms are quite fluid. They can shrink or grow in whatever size they might need, so it's hard to tell whether they have a uniform size, or if they naturally have a preferred size. You're unsure.
Okay. And as it was going, can I get a rough idea on when they started showing? So if we're in the town around a specific time, I can be like, look, it's getting close to them appearing.
When it started getting dark, really.
Okay, right, cool. That's noted. That's good.
Okay. You otherwise keep watch, and Vinny, You're informed of the mist wraiths, and they do wander around and enjoy the weather, enjoy wandering the area. They don't seem to be innately hostile to you all, but they're there.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check, and please roll me 1d12, please.
Of course.
Nice.
Alright?
He sees everything.
Yeah, you see everything.
The meaning of
Yep,
the universe.
that is a dirty 30.
Okay, let's say make it 2d12 then, because that gives you a more preferable outcome. Or the possibility of a more preferable outcome, I should say. 17. Ooh. Go ahead and roll me 2d8. You got another weather. This could be good or bad, depending on what you get. 16.
16.
Oh no. Okay.
Tornado.
No. Avalanche.
Oh, fuck!
Yeah, no, that's trigger danger. Danger is what happens when you hit level 10 on the weather scale. So, as you're otherwise sat there on watch with a natural 20, you watch as a number of the mist wraiths are those wandering around before you watch as they all scatter and head back to their own homes. And you're confused. You're like, why is that? With your natural 20, you begin to hear the rumbling in the distance, and you can't see it, but you can tell that from the mountain, snow is beginning to fall. Large chunks of snow, ice, and rock are quite possibly falling down. You are safe within the tiny hut, provided it's not buried too much. If it's buried too much, you're going to have to dig your way out once the hut ends.
Oh, that's a lot of mass falling on top of us.
Yeah, it might hit you, it might miss. I will be rolling for that on my end, but do you have anything you would like to try and do to try and help with this, or are you going, or wake anybody on this, or are you going to just let it hit and tell everyone it'll be okay?
There's not a ton I can do. I'm going to briefly wake everyone.
Okay. You briefly wake everyone as you all begin to hear the rumbling, the sound of snow, rock, and ice falling and rolling potentially towards your group. Is there anything anyone would like to do?
Okay, this is...
Yeah, want to make sure everyone knows we're not going to be harmed by that directly, but we could be snowed in.
That could be harmful.
That could be harmful when the hut disappears.
When the
depending on
hut-
how heavy the snow is.
Yes.
Um,
And you're also looking at potentially suffocating down here as well if you don't manage to dig free within 10 minutes.
okay.
Or, no, it'll be a minute for every constitution modifier you have.
Let me go to my summons.
The mist wraiths seem to have backed off, so we can move if we want to.
Yeah, they've all got into their houses.
Yeah.
Force. Okay. Which one has force breath?
Keep in mind, if you cast any spells, it's quite possible you will interrupt your own long rest.
I'm aware, but dying also would interrupt a long rest.
I don't know what you
Oh, it would
mean.
aid it, really.
Oh, it'd be.
It would extend it,
inconvenient,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
That's entirely my bad.
Well,
Okay.
one thing that's interesting, we're in the bubble, right?
Mhm.
You're fine in the bubble. Once you're buried and the bubble disappears, you're basically going to potentially be removing yourself from a load-bearing section, and it will fall, burying you. And if you can't dig your way out, people who can't will suffocate because they have a limited amount of breath.
Okay.
What
I have
happens
enough
if you cast Elemental Devastation straight up?
detonation?
Detonation. I mean,
it's
you'd
a-
have to
Or
go
is it
out.
Devastation?
You'd have to wait till the bubble drops, and if you don't have line of sight of it, the line of sight is your eyelids.
Also,
You'll be
the
blowing
thing
up
is
right in
that,
front of you.
Yeah. I have an idea. I can step out. I can elemental detonation before it hits us. I can also get some help with a force breath weapon. And hopefully maybe my elemental can cause some pushback too. If we can just create a point of detour for it, we might be able to just stop us from getting covered. With enough force to push back. Does anyone have anything explosive with them?
Unfortunately not. I've got fire stuff.
The
Yeah,
avalanche is getting incredibly close. If there's anything you want to do, you have to do it now.
Okay, I am stepping out. I am getting
Does anyone else
Cinder
have
out.
an immovable rod?
Vinny and
I have
believe
one.
Both Vinny and Romulus, you have one each.
Right. We can use those to theoretically climb an infinite amount. I would just need to be holding it and climbing up. If I attach a rope to myself, as long as you all hold on to it, you can either climb up or you can or you have a way to know which way you need to be going, and I have a way to know which way I need to be going if you are trapped within it. Is that feasible?
Yes. Okay.
To a certain extent. The only problem is that you'll be going
Yeah.
directly through snow, and then where are you going to shovel the snow?
Can we see the avalanche coming and get any sense of its trajectory?
You will do in a moment when Kat does her thing.
If we have no other option, this is all I've got.
I'm thinking the elemental devastation might be the idea, but I would like. Does anyone have any fire spells or anything like that?
I mean, Cinder's
Yeah,
in her gem,
basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm summoning my fire elemental, who's going to be making shots. I'm summoning the dragon, who's going to be using a force dragon breath, and I'm going to cast elemental detonation to try and push it the other direction, or at least stop it.
Okay, roll for both of your spells that you're casting.
I mean, frankly, if you get a fireball, that might help.
Yeah, true. Okay, so one's
It could also be very dangerous, but go for it.
Yeah, this is the best that I've got. So one will be a 5th level.
Okay.
Oh. And elemental detonation. Oh, that goes off. And elemental detonation is in my room.
Which is the
so
3rd level. Okay.
That one doesn't go off. So one does go off, one doesn't.
Right, roll me that D100 and we'll see exactly what happens.
D100. Da, la, la, da, da. That is
42.
a number. Did I finally blow myself up now?
No.
Oh.
So, how far are you stepping outside the dome? Just outside it?
About 5 foot. So if I get pushed back, I get pushed back into the dome.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So, as the avalanche is coming closer to Kat, you watch as she summons her draconic elemental, and as she goes to cast elemental devastation, you watch as her body shrinks into a potted plant. She automatically fails the dexterity saving throw against this, and will become vulnerable to this damage. I am going to allow 2 members of the party to make a dexterity saving throw against DC 16. You will choose as a party who. If she fails, while she is in this state, she is vulnerable to damage. Now, the damage won't necessarily carry over, but if it will overkill her, I will have her instantly die. As a note, she is vulnerable, and this is 40d12 damage.
Jesus.
Counterpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Mortar will, seeing that, how close is the avalanche when that happens?
The avalanche is coming right towards her when she turns into a potted plant.
I will shoot my gun, teleport to where she is, and I don't know
can't.
if I have
You're
time to
inside the
react, so I
dome.
will-
You go to,
physical objects can pass through, right?
but your bullets aren't physical. They're psychic. They're magical.
That
I'll
was
run to the
like
end
just
and take the
outside,
gun out.
right?
Yeah, I'm just outside the dome.
Yeah, she's just outside the dome, so it's a dexterity saving throw for someone
I'll
to
grab her
reach
and
out
pull her
and
back
grab
in.
her.
Yeah.
So who?
Yeah,
There's
absolutely.
two. That's fine. There's 2 dexterity saving throws for the party. I will allow 2 people to roll. You need to decide who you want to do this.
Okay, I know I
Um,
I
have.
have a +8. I have a +8 to dex saves.
I'm not the best at dexterity, but I'm. What I can do is I can pick up Cat the potted plant, and then I could levitate to make sure she doesn't get damaged by anything.
The avalanche itself is a. With the large avalanche, it will hit and overwhelm the dome. So if she's levitated above the dome, she'll still get hit by the avalanche, unfortunately.
Right.
Okay.
Is there any possible? Okay, I'm going to be one of the ones to
Don't-
go because I'd like to make 2 points here.
You have advantage because
obvious-
of danger sense.
Advantage because of danger sense. Yep. Could I also potentially make use of my action surge to try and make this easier on myself?
I'll let you use it as one additional reroll. And Mortar, you can use your invigorate as well as a reroll.
Cool. Then I will do
Well,
that.
that's... Hold on, quick thing. Vinny, did you want to do it? How good's your dex save?
He can't. If he does, the
It's
bubble
+8, but I
drops.
can't reach outside.
Oh, you can't leave.
Double.
Yeah.
Can
Okay, then,
they
yeah.
get? Can they get any buff? Because Trelidex and Cinder are out, and they're still going to do what they were brought out to do.
Yeah, they're going to get hit by an avalanche and take 40 d12
Yeah, they
points
are.
of bludgeoning damage and blow up.
They're
But
going to make their attack on breath weapon at least.
yeah, this is true. We'll see.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make me the dexterity saving throws. DC is 16.
If there is time for it, I would like to bardic inspiration, but I don't know. This seems like a time-sensitive thing.
Roll me an initiative roll. I'll say you've got to beat DC
got
DC
it.
20 for this, Vinny. Oh,
He's
Got a 21.
has a plus.
So I'm rolling with my initial advantage for the moment.
yep, that's fine.
Trash.
That's fine.
So it's
You
a
don't-
re-roll for the action surge.
Mortar got it. He got it with a
Okay.
21. So as Romulus, as you go to reach out, Mortar quickly scoops the potted plant into, kind of reaching out, grabs the potted plant. You grab Mortar by the legs, pulling him back in with the potted plant. Right as the avalanche hits, I'm not going to roll the damage, but both of your summons are destroyed. Their effects have little to no effect on the avalanche.
Oh.
Could you roll the damage just so we can laugh and cry at big
Yeah, I
number?
was gonna
Okay,
say.
hold on. Let's see. Roll dice online. I would like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Okay. If they succeed their saves, they both take 120 points of bludgeoning damage. If they fail, they take 240.
Well, look, they die out.
Yes. Avalanches are very dangerous. IRL and in-game. By the way, that's on the hazard table. That is near equivalent to jumping in lava.
Oh, let's go.
Near equivalent. Not quite there. But still, as the avalanche hits, it burrows over the top of all of you, otherwise submerging the Learman's tiny hut in a thick layer of snow. Any light from the outside, it disappears as this rock and ice and snow tumbles past. You can't hear a thing under the deafening thunder of the snow. After a few minutes, it comes to a still and stop. You do not know how deep you are underneath, but you know that you can get the remainder of your rest should you want to, or you can try and dig out while the hut is still in place, interrupting your long rest. Either way, that is where we will end the session for tonight. And we will come back to this next week to see just what the party does. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Bye.